So, Nick, it's a small world.
No, objectively pretty big. There's a lot.
It's a relatively small world. There are larger worlds. You'd say.
Not inhabited ones that we know of, but yeah.
Nice. Well, I recently on TikTok reached 1 million followers.
I was gonna talk about. I wanted to be the one who brought because I was gonna be like, Danny, good job, everybody. But here you are in your self-congratulatory lap.
It's a very convoluted lead-in.
Okay.
To what is inevitably a rather douchey story.
Okay.
However, so I just did 1 million followers, right?
Good job, Danny.
Thank you very much.
I'm losing followers on TikTok currently. Yeah,
you're bleeding followers.
I'm 2,000 away from 900K, and I think I lost like 400 followers today. I'm fucking bawling out, dude.
What was the take that's been losing them? Is it you coming out and being like, jobless reincarnation is for sycophants?
Didn't help.
Yeah,
definitely didn't help. At the same time, I also had a video do like 200K where I was like, Sasuke's dead. Get over it. And people were like, I don't know if I like this anymore. Damn. Yeah. So I've been trying to bleed as many followers out on TikTok as possible. Maybe they're going to you. You're welcome, actually.
Yeah, I'm sucking them up. You're cutting the fat, and I'm just
sucking these dudes over to my page. Absolutely.
So anyway, hit 1 million followers. I posted a thing of it on Instagram, and I was like, this is where it gets douchey and vain. Was one night at like 2 a.m. I was just like going through the comments and being like, who's commented on this? I'll do my little like thank you run to people.
Because that's what it's about. It's about saying thank you, not being like, oh, look at everybody saying I'm good at things.
It's about making sure everybody is being seen.
Oh, of course, yes. Danny wants you all to be very visualized.
Everyone should feel just as happy as I was.
It's a community event, really.
Exactly.
We all did it, guys.
It's for you, the people.
Yeah, not like because I get to wake up at noon and I don't have to work a corporate chill job.
Definitely for
the people. Yeah.
So I was on in the comments looking down, and I was like, just tapping on profiles just randomly of like people I don't know.
Gotcha.
Just for whatever.
It is fun every time like somebody says something nice to you. You're like, who are you?
Yeah, for some reason, just like a part of your brain is like, who is this? Yeah. And it's like, oh, 40-year-old man from Ohio. Yeah. That's cool. He likes my stuff.
Beautiful stranger. Yeah. And you're like, that's a child. Oh God, never mind. Block immediately.
Yeah. And so I can just call all the children. But so I was going through the comments, and I just like randomly tapped on one profile, and it's the fiance of this girl who I was seeing for like a summer, like a couple of years ago, or maybe I wasn't. I don't know what she's told you. But so, no, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, Joe. But so...
I don't love where this is going.
But so I DM her, and I was like, hey, do you know your fiance is, like, follows me? Is that, like... a coincidence, or like because he knows that we're friends? And she was like, oh yeah, it's a coincidence. Also, he knows we're friends. Also, he's a part of your Discord, which is like my Patreon Discord. And I'm like, he is. And then I look, and I've like responded to him before. And I was like, oh my God, I felt like I was in like a Saw movie, and like the violins were coming in and all the reveals were swirling around in my head.
Wow.
Because it was like, every time like a memory would unlock, and I was like, oh my God, he was there. He was there all along.
It's like the bad guy was like in the back part of like the plane the entire time or something.
He's like a death from Puss in Boots.
Literally.
Just like in every little section of my life.
I am figuratively and literally death.
Yeah, and that's what he said to me.
Really?
And I was like, my God.
That's a wild DM to get.
Yeah. But so then we started chatting, the fiance and I, who I won't name, but Shroom in my Discord.
Okay, that's as good as being named in our communities, but okay.
Yeah, so now we're best friends.
That's good.
Yeah, no big deal. So
I couldn't imagine there would be. Like she's made a decision and it's not you.
I just think it's so funny. My favorite thing in the world isn't when like people who I know like find my content. It's when people who know people I know find my content. That's so funny to me because I feel like a ghost. I feel like I'm haunting.
I actually know exactly what you're talking about. One of my closest friends in LA, Amos, he's like I get texts from him being occasionally, and like he'll be like, I keep getting friends from my texts from my friends being like, oh, we all loved your new video, and I get related to like secondhand, and I'm like, this is weird. It's weird.
I love it. I think it's so funny to find out, because I had like I've had other people who I've like barely spoken to in college. Like this one girl like sent me a photo of her brother like cooking with like me on his phone.
Yeah.
She was like, heard you screaming from my second story, like had to come down and find out it was you.
Yeah.
And I just love knowing that I'm like invading all of these people's lives.
What's weird is occasionally if Dorothy posts a photo of us on our Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
she'll get DMs from kids she went to high school with and be like, you date NC Hammer? And I'm like, that's weird.
So funny.
It's weird,
It's so
dude.
funny. I love it.
It is kind of fun, and it is definitely like an ego trip. You're like, yeah.
You know what else is funny?
Yeah, she does, but yeah.
You know what else is funny?
What?
He was a fan of you before he was a fan of me.
Let's fucking go! Of course he was, baby.
Also, because I told him that I would tell a story about her to unlock some lore about his fiance.
On this podcast.
On this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
I feel like we're going to get picked up by another pickleball account here.
take it easy.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Wild.
We'll get into that.
We're a pickleball podcast, officially.
Yeah, officially. We have to be. But it's so funny because she is like the sweetest person I've ever met. Like an impossibly
It's like
nice.
my ex and then Sarah.
Take
just
it easy.
below.
Chill out.
I am batting 1,000 today, dude.
So I'm just like over here, like white knuckling.
You're
like,
going to be the one sweating this
Yeah.
episode, motherfucker.
My God. So angry, so bitter. You've attacked me with so many references to this podcast
I know.
already.
We've been doing it for a while.
But so just like the absolute like most impossibly nice person I've ever met. When we first kind of met, like a week into us hanging out, she was like driving me. I think we were getting ice cream or something. And
So cute.
Do you know that Hollywood Undead song? Do you know any Hollywood Undead songs?
I know their entire discography. I
Do you?
fucking love Hollywood Undead,
Whoa,
dude.
that's so funny.
Oh my God, yeah, dude.
They're such a violent band.
Everywhere I go, bitches wanna know. I love that song.
We're like driving. I'd never heard of them before, and she's like, do you know Hollywood Undead? And I'm like, I think I knew like the City or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I think I know City from like an
I'm gonna
AMV.
listen to both of their albums like the second this podcast is over. Thank you for bringing them back to my mind.
I was trying to like sneak around, being like, yeah, I think I've seen like a Soul Eater AMV of them once. Like,
That's fucking awesome. Have you even seen Soul Eater?
no, I've seen so many Soul Eater AMVs
I
though.
should have given you for homework.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Soul Eater's incredible.
I know. Soul Eater looks sick, but just from what I've seen of Marilyn Manson and Hollywood Undead AMVs of that show,
Wild. I never fell into the Marilyn Manson pipeline.
I loved The Smallest Tangent. I loved Marilyn Manson's rendition of This Is Halloween over Soul Eater. It was the edgiest thing I could have found in
Because
eighth
Soul
grade.
Eater it was like Blood Lad and Soul Eater were like the two edgy, like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like late 2000s. I don't think it was 2010 yet. It was like Blood Lad, Soul Eater, and then there was like a couple of, I think like Blood Sea came out around then. It was like this edgy, gritty time in anime.
It was like Hot Topic core for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was awesome.
But so we're driving and she's like, do you know Hollywood Undead? And I'm like, I think I know like one song by them. She's like, I love this song. And then proceeds to sing every word to the one you just sang.
Great song.
Like where it's like, when I start drinking, my dick does all my thinking. Aggressive song.
Great
just
song.
raucously in the driver's seat. And I was like, this is kind of hype.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Hollywood Undead. Looking back at it now, if you're like listen to any of the lyrics, like, this is probably problematic. Their entire thing was like about like wanting to kill themselves, fucking girls, and being on drugs.
There's one song I love from them just because it opens unbelievably hard, where it's like, you got the motherfucking right to remain violent. Do you know that
remember
one?
that one. No.
It goes so hard. It's called Kill Everyone.
Okay, sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about Hollywood Undead.
Yeah.
They had this song, My Feet Are Dangling Off the Edge. Something about that, and the entire song is just like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Right.
I'm like, nice.
Nice.
Good.
Hype. Me
like,
too.
Yeah, I was like 13, and I was
Yeah.
like, I feel the angst.
Yeah,
Oh,
finally, I'm seen.
thank you for unlocking this memory with me.
You're woke. How do you think I felt?
I could have
From Shroom.
her being like this is like an adorable, like the way I think about it when I think like cutest little small person I know, it's Sarah. And I just like getting in a car with Sarah and her being like, do you mind if I turn on Holly? I would be blown away.
It was so fun. She was so into it too, which is why I was like, you know what? Like, I'm getting my own little concert right here.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna roll with this.
You gotta lean into it. Well, yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row. Danny has done our cold open, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually just gonna take it over from now on.
I can't.
Didn't even tell me he was doing the cold open. He was just like, I'm nervous about the cold open today, and I was like, you're doing it?
I was right to be nervous too.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like doing it. You're such a wild card
when
you don't have
not?
control, when you have the reins.
That's fair. Usually when I'm doing the cold open, I'm expressing my wild cardness, and you have to catch it.
Yeah, and I just like bat it back, and I'm like, hey, Nick says crazy stuff sometimes.
He's
I'm
the
just
wild card of the
ride.
podcast, just the way it works.
But yeah, so that was a cold open.
Yes, and I am NC Hammer 23, also known as the Weeb Commander, also known as Nicholas Connor, also known as your co-host of this incredible podcast, Otakus Anonymous. Thank you guys for checking in this week. Hi, everybody. Hello, and I'm joined, as per usual, by the Piss Boy, by Danny Motta.
Don't say that when people I know are going to be watching this
by
one
the licorice defender himself,
Better.
the champion of banana Laffy Taffy.
Listen, I'm no champion of banana Laffy Taffy for sure.
Yeah, but they've aligned with you.
I know. It's definitely a plastic food, but it's like, it's worse than licorice. But I don't mind it.
I can't ride with you on a take. I think I would rather have banana Laffy Taffy than licorice.
Absolutely not. You're just eating wax. You're eating, it's like a chemical makeup. Like, it's not even a food.
Well, you're absolutely right. I actually genuinely wonder it's probably just mostly sugar. I could imagine.
If the inside of your mouth tastes like a candle factory by the end of it. It leaves a residue.
I had a friend eat so many Gushers, he literally pooped wax once. He ate like an entire box of box of Gushers. And he was like, your body just doesn't process it. It just comes out clean.
So not worth it for Gushers.
Absolutely. Oh, no, they're not that good.
What are you talking about?
They're fun.
We gotta do a candy draft.
We'll do them one day. Yeah. I mean, we did our first episode on cereal.
Yeah,
people got real upset.
We did do a big cereal.
But I feel like people have now begun to realize that this podcast is about anime and also whatever crosses our mind.
It's as much about anime as it is about truly anything else.
So my cold open was going to be about you hitting 1 million followers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. My second point was going to be, so when I'm ranking somebody, when you're like, hey, Nick.
When you're ranking somebody?
We're ranking, a thing.
Here we go.
So when I'm ranking a thing, and I'm like, I think this movie.
A thing, Nick?
A movie.
They're people.
Yeah, my bad. When I'm ranking a movie or a TV show, I'm like, I think it's like a 7.7.
Yeah.
And you usually get upset with that, right?
Because you're weird about it.
Well, because you're
you're like, I'll give it a 9.1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can go fuck yourself.
Like a low 9, right?
Yeah.
Like a high 9, like a 9.7. But it's not a 10, right? Care to explain, with your Mortal Kombat series right now, how a low S rank or a high S rank or a mid B rank differs from my point system, Daniel? I'm just curious, Daniel. So if you want to, the floor is yours.
Oh my God. So explosive. Here's the thing though, I can debate this.
Okay.
Because with a 9.1,
yep.
That's so obnoxious. That might as well be a 9. But if I say a low B, the implication is that it could easily get bumped into C territory.
So like an 81.
It's disagree.
How is that different?
It's ordering things. If I'm like low B, mid B, the mid B is better than the low B.
No shit.
Chill the fuck out.
Like an 8.5 is better than an 8.2, Daniel.
I can just tell. I can just feel it coming before you even open your goddamn trap.
This is the first note that I had.
Listen, I hate tier lists. The Mortal Kombat thing has taught me that. It's so annoying. I would prefer just 1 through 10.
It's funny because I'm watching you get more and more jaded every week. You're like, we're doing Spawn's second one, and you're not gonna like my take, but go fuck your and before you're like, we're doing Spawn's first fatality, and honestly, it's okay. And clearly people have been like, you have no class, and you're like, fuck you. All right, here's my rating.
I know, now it's just like, the Joker's next, fucking whatever you want. What do you want it to be? Write in the comments below, it's that one.
Yeah, whatever, we're gonna make a poll somehow on TikTok, whatever the consensus is, that's it. I'm done with you.
Dude, people are like, I've been getting I think insults that I've never received before in my entire life nor career, where I'll put out a ranking, Sub-Zero, S tier fatality, whatever. All the comments are like, bro's glazing so hard. And I'm like, you're welcome? I don't know what this means.
Do you not know what glazing means?
I didn't. I think it just means I'm overhyping.
Kind of. I mean, it's more about you're glazing it, it's a dick sucking thing. Like you're like sucking Sub-Zero's
now I'm
penis.
entirely lost. What do you mean?
Glazing, as in like you're putting glazing on a penis with your saliva and or pussy. I'm so happy
nobody talks like that.
I'm so happy that I can just explain this for all of the millennials that do listen to this podcast who are like, what the fuck is Gen Z talking about?
I thought it was about donuts.
No, I mean, it kind of is. But it's about like you're glazing. You're like, oh, you're riding somebody's dick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every time a little image comes to my head and it's just some sweet little baker finishing off a donut. Don't look at my hands. Finishing off a donut.
It's a bad visual.
With its little icing thing, and now it's someone's fucking badussi sliding in and off of my opinion.
Yeah, it's like the glazing is crazy. Like you're like,
wow.
It's like you need to you hop off my dick, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
But who doesn't like a good dick glazing?
It's kind of a thing amongst Gen Z where they're like, all right, like it's like a joke where it's like,
oh, I'm sorry, too much dick sucking.
It's like, all right, you're hyping somebody up too much.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like if I talk about Naruto being like the best anime of all time, people are like, all right, the glazing is crazy.
Wow. Back in my day, we couldn't get our dick sucked enough.
Yeah.
Now people, all they do is complain.
All these Gen Zers and their low testosterone from the SSRIs they're on.
Wow.
They got limits.
I get that if the opinion's too high, and I get bro is the mayor of Yapperville. I've been elected the mayor of Yapperville by so many
funny.
people.
Do you understand that one too?
I'm yapping.
Yeah, because it's just people just be yapping.
Is it just like, oh, never mind. I was gonna try and come with something disgusting because of the glaze. It's like, bro's the mayor of Yapperville,
and when you get split down the middle by two. No, it's like talking without any direction.
Yeah.
It's like just yapping.
Look at you, even like hitting me with the explanation of like the lore of these terms.
Yeah,
you can't turn it off.
I don't know why I'm 26. I'm gonna be 27 in a week.
Happy birthday!
Well, thank you. I will actually. Our next episode will be the day after my birthday.
Wow. Whoa, crazy. What are we going to do? We got to do something big.
I'll just be getting back from Vegas. Me and Dorothy are doing 24 hours in Vegas.
That should be the drunk one.
Should we do it?
Yeah. I think that should be.
You want to come to Vegas with us? We can do it in Vegas.
Next weekend?
Yeah. No, next midweek.
Midweek?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, baby. It's getting crazy out here.
I think you guys can have
We might have to
do
it on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But very excited. So yeah, we're going to Vegas for my birthday. But yes, I have a very young TikTok feed. So I'm very tapped in to Gen Z and not Gen Alpha. I have no idea. They have a fucking bibbity toilet thing that I have no.
What is Gen Alpha?
It's below Gen Z.
Whoa, we looped back up?
Well, I think so. Wow. Well, because we started with was there ever a Gen A?
I don't know.
Like Forrest Gump looking for his wife. What did we ever get a Gen A?
Whoa!
Yeah!
Holy shit!
You get that?
Oh my god!
Did you like that one?
You did not just come up with that.
Straight top of the dome.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Well, that's all.
That's all right.
That's it for me.
Thanks for having us.
Who needs me here when Nick's firing off on all cylinders like
Dude,
this?
I'm telling you, the less sleep, the better out here.
Oh my god!
But I feel like we started Gen X was there was Gen X, and then there was Boomers.
Yeah.
Why did we start with X?
Yeah.
And now we're down to Alpha. So I guess
Boomers.
Imagine being Gen Beta. Holy fucking cucks.
Wow, yeah.
Cringe. Wild, dude.
Cringe.
Cringe, Scoob. You're letting these alphas cuck you out, Scoob.
Wow. Joe Rogan's gonna have a field day when Gen Beta comes out.
I mean, he'll probably be dead before then. The steroids will take him out.
True.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yes.
I was just gonna say boomers. Do you know why they're called that?
Yeah, because baby boomers.
Because the baby boom. So that's a war-specific reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know the greatest generation before them. I don't. And then before that, it was just
the Renaissance.
Racist. Yeah. Medieval ages. Back when they numbered people, like Henry VIII. But yes. So moving on to anime. I came up with this, not came up with this, but I came to this conclusion this week. I've had a lot of time to think about anime and the state of anime.
Have you?
Because it's a weak season.
Yeah.
And so I've been pontificating on anime and I came to this conclusion that anime genres specifically have golden ages. Right.
Okay, yeah.
So shonen has a golden age.
Sure.
Fighting anime have a golden age. Sports anime have a golden age. And the reason that I was thinking about this is because I feel currently we're barreling towards this golden age of shonen.
Okay.
So many people would probably say that the golden age of shonen is when the big three was running.
Right.
And then we also had things like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter coming out, like some of the greatest shonen ever created. But like right now we have things like JJK, MHA, and then like the big three are still running.
Yeah.
So like I feel like we're either in the golden age of shonen or we're heading towards it.
Right.
But the reason I was thinking about this is because we are like whatever the opposite of the golden age is, that's the age we're in for Isekai.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like,
was there ever a golden age for Isekai, though?
Absolutely.
You hate this genre.
Isekai used to be my favorite genre.
Yeah.
All I could watch in high school was Isekai.
Okay.
Because the first anime that made me like love anime was SAO.
Right.
It's a very important anime to me.
Yeah.
And so like I understand there's problems with SAO, but like when SAO was coming out, there was a other anime called Log Horizon that was also coming out, which is about a video game. Like it's similar to SAO, but you don't die when you die. And then there was also
well, what the hell?
Yeah,
that's like the whole thing.
I know, but like they're trapped in a video game, so they need to get out. It's like Spy Kids.
Do you need to get out though? Just be in the video game.
That's
At
what
that
I'm
point,
saying.
If you don't die in the game,
Yeah.
the games are sick.
Yeah, you have powers.
Yeah.
There's like hot anime chicks. I mean, I guess there's hot anime chicks in the real world, but yeah, they're all trying to get out.
Yeah.
And then there was also like shows like Gate. Which was just like basically an ad for the JSDF, which is the Japanese Special Defense Force, I think.
Wow.
Which is like Japan's standing army, basically. But basically, like the JSDF gets like teleported into a fantasy world where all the medieval kings are evil, and they just like charge at these people with tanks and get mowed down.
Oh, you've told me about this.
Wild.
Yeah.
But like, so all of those anime were coming out around the same time, and like that's when like my golden age of like Isekai was, because like everything that was coming out, I loved, and I was like sitting here and like looking at the seasonal releases to be like, is there anything that's like come out this season that like I could watch that like I'm like am not currently watching? 50 anime are coming out this season. 10 of them are isekai, so 20% are isekai.
Right.
None of them are good.
People like Slime.
Slime's not coming out right now.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like Mashuka. I love Slime isekai.
Yeah.
Mashuka Tensei Season 2 is coming out.
Right. That's jobless reincarnation.
Yeah, which we'll talk about in a second.
You're on your crusade.
And the crusade needs to be on. Shield Heroes Season 3 is coming out soon, and then
which is a show nobody likes.
No.
Yeah.
And then Eminence in Shadow Season 2 is coming out as well.
Which is a show some people like.
Which is so Eminence in Shadow isn't an offender of anything. It's just a thinly veiled harem anime.
Okay.
And like I'm just too old for harem anime, so I'm just like I want an isekai where like we do like 3 max.
Yeah.
3 women max is a love interest.
Right.
You know, like that's fine. That's what Boruto's doing right now.
That's
you know,
so many.
It's a lot.
That's an unbelievable amount,
It's
regardless.
A lot.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just like give me one main woman and like another woman can have a crush on you. Like Black Clover.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Black Clover's not really that. Noelle's in love with Outta.
There's Noelle, Mimosa.
And then there's the
Yuno.
Yeah, Yuno is definitely looking for
100%.
Listen, it's the Naruto and Sasuke. They want to kiss. And then there's the bartender girl who's raising her entire family with the red hair. And but like that's the thing. There's one main girl. It's very clearly Noelle. And then a couple of girls got a crush on him. That's fine.
Black Clover, though, it's not even just Yuno in terms of his like male harem. It's like Yuno, he's got Fuegoleon's like little brother or cousin or whatever.
Oh my god,
Everyone
I forgot about
Asta encounters.
The silver dude, the guy who uses steel magic from the Golden Dawn, I think. The one who was like hated him at first, he's got glasses, and now he like loves Asta.
Oh,
something.
it's not Juan, but I want Julius. Nope, that's the king.
That's the king.
Julian.
Yep.
I knew his name. Klaus.
That's it.
That's
Klaus.
it.
Yep.
He's got everyone.
When did you watch Black Clover?
When?
Yeah.
I'm like 30 episodes in a Black Clover.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, you know a lot.
Yeah, I know all the characters. Everyone Asta encounters
Kind of loves him. Yeah.
loves him.
He's a lovable guy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. He yells. I mean, I yell a lot. I
he's
think I'm
nice. He's
lovable.
nice enough for sure.
He's a good MC. But
Yeah.
so what I was saying is, and so like Eminence of Shadow is fine. The power system's cool. What I like about it is the MC like isn't some like neat like incel who dies in the real world and then like goes to the like another world. Is like finally I get a chance to live my life. It's like you had a life, you squandered it away. Like it's the MC is like a very powerful like important person in the regular world, but he wants to become powerful enough to withstand a nuclear blast.
Right.
And he can only do that in a fantasy world. So Eminence of Shadow I have no problem with.
Unbelievably specific goal.
Yeah, he's just like, I want, like, I'll never, like, it doesn't matter how fast or strong I get in the real world, like, a nuke will eviscerate me, which kind of makes sense. It's like whenever, like, bodybuilders work out, everyone's like, won't stop a bullet, you know? So, like, it's like all of that work, like, is defeated by human, like, evolution,
Right.
like, technology. So, like, that one I have no problem with. it's just a harem anime.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm just like, I don't need it. So like, I just feel like we're currently out of the isekai golden age.
Yeah.
And it makes me so sad because we're not even just out of the isekai golden age. We're in some kind of unprecedented, like horrifically bad era.
A dark age, if you will.
Like legitimately, like the dark age is like a plague or something.
What about the vending machine one?
So I've heard good things.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm actually gonna start it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna because I've heard the vending machine one is actually like wholesome and fun.
I've heard nothing. I was completely joking.
No, like genuinely, people are like vending machine best isekai this season.
Interesting. Did you watch the cooking one? Was that one
Cooking
good?
in Another World with my special skill.
Some fucking paragraph.
I think I watched a couple of them. It was like, it's cute, but it's like a soul heal anime.
Gotcha.
Like which is a whole genre. I forget what it's called. It's like
just a feel good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Iyasha or something like that. And it's like a whole genre of anime where it's like you watch it to feel better.
Right.
And so that's like kind of that where you're like, oh yay, we're cooking.
Yeah.
And he's always making a dish for this one guy. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm bored.
You know what's weird? Yeah, the weird thing, I was reading this manga called like Drifting Dragons or something like that. And it was really cool at first. The art's incredible. The main character is pretty cool. And he's like an older guy, like he's like 20 something rather than like a teenager, which I dug. And it was really cool. And like 4 chapters in, it struck me that it's like a slice of life feel good anime. And I got pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, feel good?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
I understand like using anime as an escape to be like, oh, good. Like, oh, look, I can control this universe and everything's happy and he has friends and they're going on a little fishing. Like I've watched slice of life anime and like feel good anime. Like Kotaro Lives Alone is a really good one. Even Spy X Family is like it's a slice of life. It's comedy, but I wouldn't say it has feel good moments, but like there's like things that happen. There's hurdles we need to cross, but like, I understand the want for that. If it's done well, I really appreciate it. But like, I need like problems. I
don't want to find out that anyone's life is any better than mine.
No.
Like, I don't want to be reading this feel-good manga and then put it down and be like, oh, that's right, there's no color in this world.
Yeah,
you know?
Oh yeah, I forgot I live in Footloose before we figured out we could date. Like I just like, oh good, everything about my life is awful.
Yeah, oh, I live in Trash Town.
Exactly. You like step out the door and you're like, oh, I have responsibilities. No, I don't want that. I want to be like, oh my God, thank God I'm out of that universe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I want to read Berserk and be like, man, that guy's life sucks. Anyway, back to being at worst neutral. You know?
I have a bed to sleep in tonight. That's pretty dope.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I definitely like appreciate like circumstance. Like I need like a little bit of gore, a little bit like just the action moving forward. But so right now, the 2 most popular anime on Earth, I would say, well, are probably Eminence in Shadow and Mushoku Tensei. And
the most popular isekai.
Isekai.
The most popular anime on Earth. Mushoku Tensei.
With the way that I'm like I'm like Jon Snow against the army right now on TikTok. Like the amount of like straight up like people being like, L take, bro. Like this is an unfollow. Like
wow.
So Mushoku Tensei.
Have you finished Game of Thrones? Do you know what happens to Jon Snow?
He wins.
Okay.
He wins.
Yeah.
He kind of wins.
Eventually. Kind of.
I mean, he gets stabbed.
I'm just saying, you know, tough comparison.
Listen.
Watch your back.
I'm martyring myself, baby.
Watch your back, front, and sides.
I'll stab my aunt wife right now. I swear to God, I'll do it, dude. So I posted this take because I was sitting down at my desk the other day and I was like tired and I was like, I need to make a video for Weeb Commander. Let's go check out some anime news. I was like, we'll make like an opinion piece because that'd be quick to film. I open Anime News Network, and I'm like, okay, like I see this article, and I'm going to read the article for you right now. So I see this article, and it's about Mushoku Tensei, which is Jobless Reincarnation, which I watched for a long time because people were like, hey man, you love Isekai. This is the best Isekai out right now.
Yeah.
And so like, obviously, like if you love Isekai, like this should be the Isekai that you're watching. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's actually a development to this case.
There's an update?
There's an update to this case.
Okay.
Okay, that's actually kind of huge. I'm actually very excited now.
Oh my God.
So people are like, hey,
breaking news.
Breaking news. So people are like, hey, watch this Isekai. The universe building is really good. The animation is gorgeous. The fights are cool. The characters are compelling. So I'm watching this, and the main character is this character by the name of Rudy Greyrat.
Rudy Greyrat.
Okay. So Rudy Greyrat is your typical Isekai MC. He is neat in the real world, just like lives with his mother, terrorizes her. Like what?
Is his name Rudy Greyrat in the real world?
I don't remember. No, his name's like Rudius Greyrat when he gets reincarnated.
I was gonna say, what a like just on the spot came up with kind of name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like he's just like a neat in the real world, terrorizes his mother, still lives with her, like refuses to get a job, like lecherous pervert, like just the worst.
Right.
Just genuinely the worst. Not the kind of person who should get a second chance at life.
Right. True.
And so, you know, he dies, he gets reincarnated, but he's like 33 when he dies.
Yeah.
Gets reincarnated as a baby. Immediately is like, oh my God, my mom's hot. I need to ogle and fondle and sniff my mother's panties.
His new mom?
Yes.
Got you.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, finally, I can get with my hot mom.
Finally, I can finally, I have the body. I have the body to get with my hot
the body
mom.
my mom loves.
Yeah, like back when I was innocent. So like immediately in this new universe, 33-year-old man ogling the mother that just made him, like sniffing her panties and all of that, grows up.
Yeah.
And it's like you follow him like as he grows up. He turns like 4. He gets a magic teacher who, once again, it's
obviously.
Yeah, magic teacher is 40 years old, looks like she's 12, and like he steals her panties and he's sniffing them. She lets it happen. And so it's just the show. He's like everyone's. Oh, you don't understand his character. He's supposed to be infuriating. He's supposed to make you angry. He's supposed to be the worst thing about the show. And I'm like, okay, sure. It's like I'll give it Always Sunny rules, right?
Right.
Where I'm like, I don't condone what these people do. Because the option like. The undertone of the show is to openly acknowledge that this is a bad person.
Yeah, and they're always like punished at the end of the episode, more or less.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Not in this. At all. Like, it's like the thing is everyone's like, you don't understand his character. Like, he's supposed to be irritating. And it's like, yes, but we're supposed to show that the irritation that we're undergoing because of this is wrong.
Yeah, it's not rewarded.
Like, exactly. But like every single time, like basically he is just the worst. And people have made the justification that we're supposed to be mad at him when that's not even really the case.
Right.
So basically when the show gets really bad is they introduce his cousin.
Okay.
And his cousin is a couple years older than him. Her name's Eris Greyrat. He comes from like a somewhat royalish family, and he finds her sleeping on a haystack. She's 12, mind you. He's like 8 or 9, but he's actually like 40 in his head, right?
This is so tense.
Yeah.
This is unbelievably
so he finds her
tense.
sleeping on a pile of hay, so he gropes her while she's asleep and then tries to pull her panties off of her so he can have them forever to sniff. His cousin... That's a child. So right there, the main character sexually assaults a child. That's also his cousin.
Right.
So immediately, the second it happened, I was like, no, done. Because that should be your logical response.
But Nick, I'd like to remind you that this is a fictional show.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows, please pull me out.
So that is the #1 comment I've got. Like, hey, bro, it's fiction.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't
Bad
care.
fiction.
Yeah, it's bad fiction. Like, why are we propagating these like disgusting tropes? And the thing is, and people are like, oh, you don't understand, like Rudy grows as a character, he outgrows his perversion. He marries that cousin. He marries his cousin when he grows up. And everyone's like,
Super doesn't deserve.
It's the medieval times. Like, of course, like marrying your cousin is totally a normal thing that people did back then. And it's like, okay, sure. But there's other anime in the medieval time.
Right.
1000%.
Yeah. Not marrying each other's cousins.
Look at Vinland Saga. Like, it's like, sure, can we acknowledge the fact that maybe back in the day people married their cousins?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sure. But we have modern day morals and modern day ideologies that would dictate, maybe we acknowledge the fact that A, genetically we shouldn't be doing that, and B, moralistically we shouldn't be doing that, and C, they're like, he's a kid too. Biologically, he's a kid. No, he's fucking not.
Yeah.
All right? Like, the reason that we have consent laws for children isn't because they have these small little frail bodies.
Yeah. It's not because they're like,
It's not because they're 5 foot.
Yeah.
It's because their brains are underdeveloped.
Yeah.
It's literally that. And he's had 40 years of life.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, that's done. I'm done. I'm not supporting this anime. I'm not doing those tropes anymore. I'm not going to grit my teeth through that. There's so much good anime. I don't need to grit my teeth through that. So I see this article.
Right.
I see this article as I'm scrolling looking for information, and it's Mashiko Tensei, author, comments on the series depiction of slavery. 6 episodes into season 2 of Jobless Reincarnation. Rudy, and I went back and I read this part of the manga to like make sure I knew what I was talking about. Rudy just strolls into a slave ring, and there's a child slave.
Okay.
And it's not like as a character with an insane amount of power, what does he do? Does he dismantle the slave ring? Does he buy every slave and release them? No, he sees a girl who's like living in squalor, and he's like, I'll take that one.
Right.
And he does, and he takes that one.
He's like, 1 slave, please.
Literally, like he was like, hey, here's slaver, here's money for your product.
Right.
And then he takes the girl and he brings her to another character, Zenoba, and he's like, you make figurines now. Because he's like from another world, he's like a lecherous weeb, like otaku who like wants like anime figurines. And so he's like, you live with Zenoba, you make anime figurines now. And does her life improve? Yes. But did he buy a slave and put her to work? Also yes. And everyone's going into this diatribe of being like, oh, but she lived in squalor before and now she lives good. And I was like, that, like, okay, you're saying, okay, think about the undertones of that for 1 second.
This is such an insane monologue.
Think about
this is such an insane 40-minute monologue.
Think about the undertones
right
of
now.
buying a slave and being like, now their life is better. That's condoning slavery.
Yeah.
To a T.
Right.
It's like it's not. He wasn't like, oh, hey, you're free, run away, or oh, let's go kill your slavers.
Yeah,
or
it's
something
like, let me be a better slave master.
Exactly. And it's like, and then also you're giving money to the system that enslaved this fucking child. So people naturally got upset. And so
you were the guy.
The guy.
Okay.
The author. So they reached out to him, the author, for comment, and the author said, about Rudius, I'm going to destroy this page. It keeps reloading. About Rudius, he doesn't really have any feelings of hatred for slavery. He feels like it's not necessarily the case that all slaves are universally unhappier as slaves than they were before becoming slaves. Yeah. So while kidnapping is evil, he can't say with certainty that slavery itself is evil and doesn't want to impose his own sense of justice upon a culture he is unfamiliar with.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So the line of logic was, I don't know, maybe slaves like being slaves.
Yeah.
And my character, who's from Earth, where slavery universally agreed upon to be a bad thing.
That is wild that when was he born originally?
Like 2018.
It's weird that he like hops back to medieval times and he's like, well, when they're slaves, you know?
Like, I don't know. I forgot everything I possibly learned about like enslaving Koreans in Japan in the 40s.
It's also strange to me that with these, because you brought up something kind of interesting, and from my very unbelievably loose and shallow knowledge of karma and reincarnation, typically, isn't it that if you are bad in your current life, you'll be reincarnated as something bad. You'll have like a shitty second life.
So in Buddhism, like the karmic cycle, like like your karma like carries with you through all of your reincarnations.
You have like a toll by the end of your life.
Exactly. And so if you had like enough karmic reincarnations, you reincarnated as a human, and then once you get enough karma, you go to nirvana. Yeah.
It's weird that a lot of these shows are like shitty people reincarnated as like a reincarnation usually isn't like a second chance kind of deal.
No.
Right? Like, so that is interesting. And I get that like there could be something interesting done because it's a redemption story at that point. Yeah. But it doesn't sound like this is. No. It doesn't sound like that's what's happening.
He never changes.
Yeah.
And like the entire thing is the community as a whole has been like, oh, it's fine. Like, it's just his character. It's supposed to infuriate you. And it's like, no, it's not. Yeah. He's an infuriating character that's having his story told.
Well, it's also like, if he's supposed to infuriate you, what's to like?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what if that's the point of the show? How can you get mad at people when they're like, oh, I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Well, the onus of it all, the most annoying part is that Mashika Tensei is genuinely, outside of Rudy, an incredible isekai.
Really?
Like, it's like in universe building, in combat, in character development of other characters that aren't the MC, it's almost perfect. It's so good. Like compelling stories, universes, races, politics, all built out in a fleshed out and cool way. But there's this thing going on in Isekai, and why I think that we're in the reverse of the golden age is that cool premises are being destroyed by MCs and destroyed by stupid and outdated like practices that we're seeing in Isekai alone. Yeah. Like Shield Hero. So Shield Hero, very like it's like the Perry the Platypus meme. It's like if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd have two nickels, but it's weird it happened twice. Yeah. In Shield Hero, everybody hates the Shield Hero. So in order to find a companion, he has to buy a companion. So he buys a little demi-human slave girl, And then, like, that's his companion. And she starts out 10, but apparently in the Shield Hero universe, if you level somebody up, they get older. So, like, he buys a child, and then, like, they go on an adventure, he levels her up, and now she's conveniently 18.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not nearly as egregious, but it's, like, still technically slavery.
Yeah.
So it's the whole thing is so, and it just, the reason that I'm rallying against it so hard is because, like, I love Isekai. I love Isekai as a premise. I loved the idea growing up of being able to be transported into another universe, and I just hate that, like, we're like being like, oh, these tropes are fine, and we're gonna support these anime that are using these tropes.
It is weird that like harems and like weird incestuous stuff has become like a trope of Isekai specifically. Like that's so weird that like there's always that asterisk attached whenever anyone's like recommending an Isekai to anybody.
And it's just like, because Isekai, for some reason, has become the most anime out of anime. Like, it's like, you wouldn't be like, oh, hey, here, you want to watch an anime? Here's Mushoku Tensei. Here's even Slime Isekai. Like, there's like, you wouldn't recommend any Isekai to a person that's getting into anime because, like, to enjoy Isekai, you have to have so much of your brain turned off.
Yeah.
Because you can't
so much
be like,
of your morals.
dude, that's the thing. And it's driving me insane. And like Oshinoko's in the same circumstance.
Yeah.
Oshinoko's newest chapter. So you watched, did you watch all of Oshinoko?
I watched like the first 4 episodes and then it got ruthlessly boring.
Yeah. So I love Oshinoko. I thought it was really good. That was the best depiction of like what media is like and working in media we've ever seen. Like I've never felt so seen by an anime. Like they nailed what it is to be a YouTuber. They nailed what it is to be an influence community. Like insane. Yeah. So good. And it might be boring to your average person, but I really, you, Mr. Average. But the problem is the MC. And it's always been because like they're telling this compelling story about real life issues. And at the end of the day, the MC is a 30-year-old gynecologist who promised the 12-year-old he would marry her when she turned 16. And then got obsessed with a 16-year-old idol who he became the gynecologist for. So many things wrong there. And then he dies and becomes the child he was obsessed with child. And then like he's also alongside his sister who was the child that he promised to be married to. And in the manga, it just got revealed to Ruby, his sister, that he's the doctor. And so now Ruby is like, let's get married. I want to marry you, sitting on his lap, clinging onto him, like being very flirtatious. And he's not doing anything. And so now not only was she a
like
child,
he's not doing anything about it?
Yeah, he's just like, this is fine. Like he just like lets it happen, and she like sits in his lap and is like, I love you, let's get married. And so like he's not doing anything about it when they are biological twins. And she was a child when they met. Like I don't get why we need to keep doing this. It's so infuriating.
I like don't know who it's for. I don't understand.
Who is it for?
Like
why? Like how badly do we all want to fuck our sisters? Like what's happening?
It's very strange.
It's so weird, dude.
Should we move on to a new topic?
I guess. Yeah, you're right. I can feel my blood pressure raising. I did want to ask though.
Okay.
Back to the golden age thing. Well, I can feel my blood pressure like coming down.
Yeah, my God.
Oh, okay. What is your golden age for different genres? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Okay, my turn of the anime.
Yes.
Or of the podcast. I don't know. What's yours?
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Great question. Because I have lists, by the way. I definitely do.
I mean, well, I don't know if I even agree. Because it's like, you said there's golden age of sports anime.
Yeah.
But there's only ever like one at a time.
That's the thing. There was once a time when there was 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was that, Free and Haikyuu?
No, so 2014, Haikyuu and Kuroko no Basket were coming out simultaneously.
Gotcha. That's their golden age too?
Absolutely. Yeah. On top of your head, how many sports anime can you list?
3 and now 4.
Free, Haikyuu, Kuroko no Basket, Dive, Prince of Tennis.
Blue Lock.
Blue Lock?
Yeah.
What's this?
Oh my God, Prince of Tennis. How dare you?
Prince of Tennis was incredible.
Holy shit.
Deep cut, right?
Yeah, huge deep cut.
And then Yuri on Ice. That's all I can list.
I get, wow, here I am being like, ice skating, a sport? Ugh.
More of a hobby if you ask me.
No, I just like, for some reason, I was like, oh yeah, I guess Yuri on Ice is a sports anime.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, it 100% is. Okay, so I guess that year that there were 2.
Absolutely, yep.
I guess golden age of like, there's a golden age of like tabletop game anime, which was Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!
And Pokemon.
Yeah, Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
BattleBots, or no, Metabots.
Metabots. What was the one where they threw out the circles and they popped up?
Bakugan.
Beyblade.
Not really Zatch Bell, but I'll take any excuse to say it.
Dude, there was a time when anime was just pushing toys.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess that's kind of why Mecha was created in the first place.
Yeah,
is because
100%.
Like Mecha was just to sell Mecha toys.
That's what I hate about Gundam. Love Gundam, big Gundam fan. I don't like their big toy guns. Every Gundam has a big blocky ass gun.
Yeah.
That is just looks like a toy because it is.
I guess
They look so silly.
I feel like you're the person who wanted a $4,000 Gundam.
Well, true.
Yeah.
But then they don't have like a cool like Titanfall looking gun. The gun looks like it was made out of like toilet paper rolls and boxes.
Maybe that's why everyone loves Death Scythe so much.
What is Death Scythe?
Do you know Death Scythe?
No. Is that
Death
a
Scythe
mecha
is
one?
the Gundam with a big ass scythe, and that's like we got rid of the dumb gun.
Gotcha. Yeah. Just a big scythe. Yeah, the energy swords are cool.
Yeah, when the unicorn used the energy sword and the shield, that's iconic.
Yeah. But like, yeah, so that was the golden age of like toy anime was ginormous, and it was
It's like 2004.
Yeah, it was like
2005?
2000 to 2010 probably. What are other genres? Like, cause
Fighting. So the other reason that I brought
it's
this
weird.
up.
Well, like boxing, you mean? Because shonen and fighting are like the same thing.
No, I mean like like sort of. But like when I think fighting anime, I think like God of High School, Baki, Kengan Ashura.
Right.
Like it's like the
like
point,
martial arts.
Like the point is to fight.
Got you.
Because like shonen, it's like we have to get powerful. Oh no, there's a bad guy. We have to fight him.
Yeah.
And in this, it's like I am gonna become the world's greatest martial artist or some shit.
So what would you say that's like 2020? 2021?
So the
That's
reason
when God of High School came out.
The reason when I'm bringing this up is because I watched the second season of Baki Hanma 2, and right off the back of I just finished it, and then this is right off the back of Record of Ragnarok. Both were bad.
Yeah.
Both were like genuinely not good.
Yeah.
And I was watching the second season of Baki Hanma, and I was like, I don't think this show gets enough hate.
Wow.
I was watching it, and I was like, everyone was asking me to react to this. I don't think it gets enough hate.
Honestly, I don't think anybody liked God of High School either. People like the animation. No one likes the story.
The pacing is a nightmare in God of High
It's
School.
wicked fast, I hear.
Well, because the problem is most manhwa only get one season. So it's like they're like,
It's Chinese.
No, it's Korean.
It's Korean.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I
think
didn't even know.
Chinese is manha or something like that.
I knew it. No, I think it is manhwa.
It's dong.
Donghua is
Chinese, I think. I think that's it.
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah, right. Yeah, those other entire cultures, whatever. So Baki Hanma season 2.
Yeah.
It's just like it's the same thing as Record of Ragnarok, but it doesn't get as much hate. Where it's like it's a punch, and then it's a reaction,
Right.
and then it's a reaction, and then it's 10 minutes, and then it's another punch, and I'm like, this show does not get enough hate.
Yeah.
Like it's got a cool roster of characters and a cool universe, but like it's because it's been around for 6 seasons, you know? Like we had like 3 seasons of Baki, we're on our second season of Baki Hanma, and I'm like, I'm thinking about all these shows like Megalobox, that steampunk one, where they what was it called? You remembered it.
I did know it at one point.
The steampunk ones where they were like
slide
and like extend their fist.
Yeah.
That one was sick. Tootsie Shuffle. What am I thinking here?
Tootsie Shuffle?
Yeah, the Tootsie Shuffle.
That sounds like a JoJo
Hajime no
thing.
Ippo.
Okay.
God of High School was legitimately good. Kengan Ashura is very good.
Yeah.
So like I was trying to think of like what the golden age of fighting anime was.
Yeah. I don't know. That's probably 2020 then.
It's 2020-ish.
Yeah.
Because there was that cyberpunk boxing one was around then. Megalobox was around then. Kengan Ashura was around then.
Yeah.
Hajime no Ippo is very old, but like
I mean, I don't know about like genres specifically, but we are for sure currently in like the golden age of anime, where it's just at its peak of like quality, peak of like
quantity,
and like notoriety and popularity. Like anime has never been more mainstream.
But the thing is, I feel like we're in the golden age of a specific kind of anime. It's funny because like shonen is paying dividends right now. And I feel like because of that, a lot of other genres are getting left behind.
I don't know. I mean, like Beastars was pretty big.
Okay.
Beastars was huge in terms of like popularity and stuff once you get past the hurdle.
Yeah.
But like it was big.
The rabbit boobs is the words you're looking for.
Once you get through the rabbit hole, if you will.
Many people have been through the rabbit hole, apparently.
Once you get past that, and then what else was it? Like Attack on Titan isn't necessarily...
Political anime is actually probably the best it's ever been. I would say Attack on Titan...
86?
86. Code Geass ran, and then obviously there was Neon Genesis back in the day.
Blue Lock is ginormous right now. It's getting a movie. It's like the biggest thing in Japan.
It is.
And that's a sports anime.
Blue Lock's massive.
Yeah.
It absolutely is, but it's only one. That's the thing. Haikyuu
But
and
it's only ever one. Sports anime.
I don't think Blue Lock is bigger than Haikyuu or Kuroko no Basket.
I think it's.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I think it is. I think the fact that it's only had one season makes you think that it's not.
Maybe, because I don't really remember the first
see more
seasons.
cosplays of Blue Lock
It's topical.
than Haikyuu.
We're talking recency bias here.
I suppose. It's a little of both. And then, what was the other one I was going to say? That was big. Like Promise Neverland, that was big when that came out. I think there's a lot of genres like that are doing well. Skate the Infinity, also a sports anime, technically. Skateboarding.
That was my my gut jerk.
Yeah, your
knee jerk
Yuri on
reaction
Ice.
was like that's not a sports anime. Yeah.
But Skate the Infinity was huge when that came out.
Yeah.
Like tiny huge, you know, like
it was huge in a community.
As big as Yuri on Ice.
Same community.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. That was like, it was a handing off of the baton.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so, I don't know. I think like in Vinland Saga, not really a shonen, more of a drama anime. That's pretty big. Yeah.
I feel like it's also the golden age of seinen. I feel like we're getting a lot of 100%. Seinen adaptations that are really good. And I feel like seinen has never had a golden age.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about that where like it feels like MCs are aging up now.
Which is good.
Where it's like, yeah, you got Yuji.
Yuji's like 18.
18 is
I guess that's old
for an MC.
Yeah.
Yuji, who's the chain?
Denji's, I think he's 19, 18?
It also
No, he's underaged. Oh, no, he can't drink. That's
he can't
what it
drink,
is.
but he's like 19.
Yeah.
He's like 17 actually.
Oh, yeah, it's
but
something
everyone
like that.
he's around
because
is
Himeno,
like 20.
Because everyone was like Himeno bad. Down Himeno.
Yeah, but everyone around him is like an adult. Like he is the youngest of his show.
Because he's still in high school.
Yeah.
And part 2, he like goes back to high school.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
but yeah.
Probably under 17
but
or
it's
18.
also that like everyone's in their like time skip now because all these shows are so like Boruto's gearing up for his time skip.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Boruto's gearing up for a time skip. Like One Piece, everyone's old in that now. Black Clover, Asta's a 38-year-old fucking bodybuilder.
Asta's not even that old. I think Outta started the anime 15. He's only
I just mean he's huge.
Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. He's actually very short. But in 6 months, he did like 3 cycles of steroids, and he's absolutely ripped to shreds now.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's absolutely massive. But like, well, that's kind of the thing with Zom 100, is I realized while I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah,
he's an adult.
I was like, everyone's adults.
Yeah,
that's so nice.
It's crazy. Yeah, like episode 1 of Zom 100, he like throws back a pint, and I'm like,
nice.
Look at this guy drinking.
Yeah. Like guaranteed 20. That's perfect. That's what I want.
That is weird. He's like 3 years out of college. He's like 27.
Yeah.
Like, which is wild.
So relatable.
Yeah.
It's literally me. But like, so speaking of, you didn't watch Zom 100 this week.
I didn't know
it was the shark episode week.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm starting to understand why everyone was yelling about it at Anime Expo.
Yeah.
It was, I kid you not, JJK level animation.
Is it 2D?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Nice.
The whole thing.
That's
like literally, there's a fight scene between everybody and the shark, and it like the level of choreography and like the art direction on it, JJK level.
Crazy.
I was like on the edge
Weird,
of my seat.
Considering none of them fight or are fighters.
Dude, that's the thing. Like it was like out of nowhere, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have money. By the way, like we can absolutely animate this like as good as possible." And it was like the Frank watching Mac's show, and I was like, "Oh my god, I get it." Because like we've been talking about like why did this show get an adaptation, and like as I was watching the shark scene, I was like, now
this is it.
I was like, this, I understand.
Zom 100's so funny because they have these like shonen moments of like high octane action, and their excuse is that this guy played rugby a bit 4 years ago.
Like he legitimately does like some very impressive things this episode. It's also very funny.
Yeah,
I don't think it gets enough credit for being like actually hilarious.
Yeah.
And so like now that the crew is now, because we're now up to 3 people on the crew, now that the crew's like getting more filled out, like the universe feels more lived in, and I can like attach to more personalities. It's so good.
You know what's good about Akira? Easy to remember name. You know what's good?
Oh, yeah.
Akira's the main character of Zom 100. You know what's great about him as an MC? He is great for the same reason that Luffy and Isagi are great. Isagi from Blue Lock. And it's because he isn't trying to inspire people or like do anything. Like he just inspires people.
He has ulterior motives.
Well, he inspires people accidentally.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hype. And it's like, you don't really see that with like Naruto does, but not to the extent that like
Naruto gets preachy.
Naruto gets a little preachy, but it's like, I like that, like, you know, Isagi and Luffy and Akira are all just doing their own goal.
Yeah.
And then people will just see them doing it and they'll be like, oh shit, like maybe I should do a bucket list. Like that sounds kind of fun. Like, and that's super cool to me. And whereas like Deku is actively he's trying to be a hero.
Become the next symbol of peace.
Yeah, like he's trying to be a hero. So obviously he's like going up to people and he's like, you should feel this way. Like you should be inspired. You should this and that, which isn't bad. But there's something cool and refreshing and endearing about Akira just like doing his bucket list and then his friend Tensho seeing the list and being like, oh, maybe I should like live my life a little. Like that's
like break
super
out
cool.
of like the mold that society made for me.
Yeah, it's just cool seeing him like directly. He's like whoa, oh my god, a light just went out.
But yeah, I feel like Naruto does it to a degree. Like, but like at the same time, like while Naruto's fighting you, he's like screaming about how you should change. He's like a youth pastor who's like willing to beat the shit out of you. Yeah. It's like him fighting against Gaara. He's like, the swing. Like that's the meme. It's like every time he beats somebody in a fight, he's yelling at them about the swing. Like, he does it to Nagato. He does it to Nagato, Neji, Gaara, like everybody that he changes, Obito. Yeah. It's like, all right. Like
I never thought about that. It's always like, nobody pushed me, and so I'll beat you.
Literally, like, that's the entire show is like Naruto's upset about the fact that he didn't have childhood friends.
That's so funny. You know what I've been like reading the Naruto manga.
So proud of you.
Starting with the tuning exams. I may skip way the hell ahead. But
why?
Just to fucking get to Boruto.
You're already halfway through. You're halfway through. You're halfway through Naruto Part 1 if you're at the tuning exams.
Yeah, but there's so much Naruto.
There's really not that much.
There's like a healthy amount of Naruto.
How many chapters are in Part 1? 200?
I don't know. It just like keeps going. It's like Dragon Ball, where it like doesn't really turn into Z. Yeah, so you don't know.
They're not doing that with Boruto. Boruto's like a whole other, it's like Boruto, and then it's like Two Blue Vortex. It's like chapter 1.
Two Blue Vortex?
It's not Boruto Shippuden, it's Two Blue Vortex.
But is it Boruto Two Blue Vortex?
I think it's Boruto Two Blue Vortex, yeah.
What?
It's a bad name.
That's awful.
It's a really bad name.
Two Blue.
Two Blue. It's too many words.
Yeah, it sounds like he's drowning mid-explaining. But anyway, I'm in the tuning exams. It's so funny. I feel like people always forget just how obnoxious young Naruto started.
Oh, yeah.
Even just like, he used to look like a fucking rat.
He also couldn't back up shit. He was just like yelling about like being the most powerful while getting like carried by Sasuke.
He was so annoying, but like intentionally. Yeah. And I do respect that. I respect that like Kishimoto went hard with it because you see Asta and everybody shits on Asta and you're like, what the fuck? This is like a generally nice guy. Like, why is everyone so mean to this dude? It makes everybody else feel like a dick. Everyone is a dick in Naruto.
100%.
But at the very least, you get like Sakura will say something mean to Naruto. And you're like, man, that like, what a bitch. She doesn't even know how good he is. And then like 3 pages later, you're like, nah, I probably would have hit him too. This guy sucks.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm starting to understand the anger at a child here.
But he's so, like, Kishimoto's writing is so good because, yeah, he sucks, but he also knows how to write the, like, unbelievably sad moments and lonely moments well. Like, that swing is good. I don't know what this is. What are you doing? At least blink while you're doing this.
You don't know that?
No, what is this?
Every sad moment in Naruto, sad flutes.
I mean, yeah, there's a ton of flutes. I know they're like, huh, ha.
That was a very good one, yeah.
But there's like an episode I saw like TikTok show. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, it's infectious.
Wow. And then the flute goes now. It's like, like, But oh God, scary.
It's so infectious.
I'm afraid of it.
I think we should have a soundboard of just that noise.
That'd be hype, and I'm actually into
We would just pee. We would just pee occasionally.
Yeah. But what's it called? There's a episode TikTok. I'm so nervous now. There's an episode TikTok showed me where like it's his birthday or something. Yeah. And he like goes around like collecting all this stuff for his birthday, and then just like eats ramen at home, like with no one, like has no friends, has no family, and it's like.
I think Aruka pulls up.
I think so. Like
part 1?
No, I think Lee does.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like it's in Shippuden.
God, I love Lee.
Like Rock Lee like pops in his window and is like, "Oh, fucking damn.
Because Rock Lee and Naruto are the same character, but Rock Lee gets disrespected.
Yeah.
Rock Lee and Naruto are both supposed to like symbolize that like hard work pays off, but like obviously Naruto has like a more political like leaning of people disliking him. Yeah. But like oh man, they're the same character, but Rock Lee gets absolutely disrespected.
Yeah, but like no, it's early Naruto. He also looks different. He looks like a Pokemon came to life. Like his he's like one of the like closed eyes characters most of the time. Naruto's eyes are always closed in early Naruto.
Are they really?
Yeah. His whiskers are really pronounced. He's like just sinking in his little outfit. Like he's just a little ball of pudge.
How do we not realize that anime characters are cats when Naruto is a cat?
Naruto's straight up a cat. I think the excuse is that he is a fox, though.
I guess, but I don't remember Naruto's eyes being closed all that often.
Let me.
I feel like maybe like if he was like when it's like Naruto like walking around with like his hand like behind his head. Like walking, like chilling out, like that kind of thing.
He does do that. Oh, now it's not gonna like show me anything I want.
I feel like so you're reading the manga.
Yeah.
Maybe it's different in the anime. I mean, it hasn't been that long since I read the manga.
I remember him being like a little rat boy in the anime.
He's
too.
rat
Look,
boy
he's
adjacent.
always doing this.
Oh yeah, dude. He's like sticking his tongue out. Yeah.
Well, he's like
he used to be a shithead.
He's so young. He like I think people right because there's an obvious jump in his age from regular to Shippuden.
Yeah.
But they're like panel 1 Naruto and then like final panel of original Naruto.
Different people entirely.
Yeah, like aged at least 2 years still. Yeah.
Like I mean, if you fought a 4th grade Shinobi World War where 20,000 people died in front of you, you get a wrinkle or two.
No, I mean original Naruto, like not Shippuden.
Oh,
like
gotcha.
Naruto, like day 1 no headband to Naruto just lost to Sasuke at the 5 whatever.
Valley of the End.
Yeah. Different people.
I mean, it is a good amount of time.
Yeah.
It's a good amount because obviously he has to go through the Shinobi Academy. And then there's like the tuning exams and all that. It's like a year, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
The entirety of like part 1. But that's the thing is like, I feel like with part 1s and part 2s, like the difference between One Piece pre time skip and post time skip, a lot of the seriousness gets injected. Like Naruto part 1 was very like kind of goofy. You know, there was like very serious moments, but it was juxtaposed with like, you know, like him doing that, like the tongue out, all those kinds of things. And that still happens in part 2, but it takes itself way more seriously.
Yeah.
So like they have to like age him up in order to get like, because if it's like a child looking character in like a serious situation, it would be weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's still, Naruto was like the most hardcore MC. I think like age to action ratio. Naruto's like the second most hardcore MC next to Luffy, who stabs himself in the fucking eye.
When he's like 5.
At 5, yeah. But like Naruto, like taking the kunai to the hand and like pulling that out. I remember that going real hard when we were all kids. Yeah.
When he blocks Kabuto. When like snags Kabuto.
No. With Haku.
Got you. The other time.
The other one.
Yeah.
Haku like throws a big fucking kunai into the back of his
he's
hand.
afraid. He's afraid, so he stabs himself in the hand to like snap himself out of the fear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it is Kabuto. He like catches
and then
it,
Kabuto
right?
tries to stab Tsunade and he catches it.
Yeah.
But also he blocks Kabuto's punch with his forehead and just like bleeds everywhere.
Blocks his punch. Let's go just getting punched.
Which is the
if
thing.
you block it with your head.
I love the idea that like a metal headband stops all of the percussive force of a punch. It's like, no.
Good lumbar support.
I guess.
Good vertebrae on that kid.
Yeah, literally. Like he's got what is it? Pickle's neck from Bakihama season 2. You get that reference, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Most
Speaking
intense
of Pickle.
MC to age ratio, Gon. It's gotta be Gon.
I don't know.
Becomes a monster by the time he's 12.
Yeah.
Beats the living shit out of a cat. It's wild.
Gon has always like given me this kid could tussle vibes, which is funny because I've only ever seen him just like.
It's kind of his entire character.
I know, but I've only ever seen him like fish and like be goofy.
Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of his character is like massively juxtaposed to the fact that he is just a child.
Yeah.
Being protected from like an incredibly dark world by people who have darker tendencies. And then once the dark world is actually able to get to him, he snaps.
Yeah.
And gives his entire life to murder a cat.
Damn.
It's wild.
That is crazy.
Man, I wish
I'll get around to it.
I wish I could give you Hunter x Hunter as a whole.
Could we
talk about your homework?
Real quick?
Yeah.
Because he said pickle.
Yep.
And I think we should mention after my
We're a pickleball podcast.
We're now an official pickleball podcast.
Yeah, so this is our new segment brought to you by the pickleball company. I don't fucking know.
I was trying to think of a pun like pickle talk.
Dill.
Oh, here we go.
What's the dill?
What's the dill?
What's the dill?
Welcome to Pickle Talk, everybody, where we ask, what's the dill?
Bingo, baby. Look at us. We work together.
Yeah, so the clip that we posted on TikTok of me lamenting the fact that a girl left me for a better pickleball player got posted.
Just straight up yoinked.
Just straight up yoinked and
no credits or anything either. They just posted it.
Just straight up posted on a pickleball page.
With like 13,000 followers, mind you.
It's like the Pickleball Union.
Yeah.
Like that's the page on Instagram.
Is it actually?
Yeah, the Pickleball Union.
God.
Verified and everything.
That's so wild.
It was so funny.
And then we're like, so it was like Danny being like, did I ever tell you a story about how like my girlfriend, a girl left me for a better pickleball player? Yeah. And they post this clip and they're like, forget your height. What's your DUPTR rate or some shit like that?
I think it just said, how tall are you? And
no. They were like, forget height.
Yeah.
They're being like, pickleball is more important than your height.
Right.
But then like in the making of that video, they did something. They're like, what's your like pickleball rating?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, do we have fucking pickle?
Nick, you should know. What's your pickleball rating?
Is there people out there playing Actually, there is.
Yeah.
So I went to pickleball this last Saturday, and we rented, usually Eric from TRICARE, he rents 4 courts.
Right.
And one tennis court can have 4 pickleball courts on it.
Yeah.
And apparently we only rented 3 because on the 4th court, there was a guy giving pickleball lessons.
That's hype.
And not only like the first person he's giving a lesson to, a child, like a 7-year-old playing pickleball with this guy, and he's like, all right, you're gonna wanna like loosen that wrist.
You gotta
up.
get him early.
And I was like, who the fuck is she? What is she learning for? This is a recreational sport. Is she gonna get into some league like Venus and Serena? Like, no. Why is a child learning?
Maybe. You should play her next time. If you're so confident.
If you're so
confident that it's this easy of a sport.
And then after that, like 2 65-year-olds walk in and they're playing against him. They're getting smoked.
Never too late to learn pickleball.
Well, no, the thing is, that's what pickleball was made for, is to increase blood flow in geriatrics.
Right.
And I'm like, are these people just trying to get good enough to beat the rest of their retirement home? Like, what's going on here?
I hate you coming in with the pickleball lore and analytics. Like,
people are being paid to be pickleball coaches.
They'll pay anyone for anything, Nick. We're anime podcasters.
That's legitimately the
What are you doing belittling someone else's profession right now?
I'm not belittling. I'm just.
You're belittling the people paying for it?
Well, sort of. But like, I'm just like astonished by the fact that there's a need. There's a need for people to be like,
there's
oh
a
man,
demand.
I'm sorry. Pickleball is full body ping pong. It's not hard. Like
ping pong's hard.
No, it's not.
I disagree.
If you play on an Olympic level, it's hard.
I got too much power.
How fucking good do you have to be at pickleball?
You got to learn restraint. Some people are too powerful.
I
like
mean,
me.
I'm one of them, but like, just be like, play twice. You'll pick it up. It's not tennis.
Wow. You hear that, Pickleball Union? Nick's challenging you and your top 5 best players.
I shit you not.
Oh, yeah?
If you gave me a month, I could play anybody who proclaims to be the best pickleball player on earth. I could play them.
Wow.
Wow. It's not hard.
Answer the call, Pickleball Union and my ex.
Yes, get out. You've been challenged by Otaku. You've not only been outed, but challenged by Otakus Anonymous.
I almost said their name.
You do it. And my ex. My ex is the name we're going with.
I told you last time that I blocked them. So
very good choice.
That I talked about it.
Very good. Did you block them from Otakus Anonymous? Because that's where the clip is.
Hey, don't worry. They'll never accidentally see an Otakus Anonymous
Genuinely
clip.
very fair. That's why I shoot from the hip on the show. I'm like, nobody I know is going to see this.
do you.
Yeah, I love it,
Only
man.
people I know will watch it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. They know me. They know I'm a wild card. Listen, every podcast needs a wild card. I cut the brakes. I cut the brakes. Listen, you can say what you way. Say the group doesn't need somebody breaking the rules. But listen, wild card, baby.
You also handle our finances, though. That's the thing. I should be able to trust you.
I'm incredibly financially responsible.
You're incredibly financially successful.
Yeah, I'm financially responsible.
I feel like you fall upwards.
What do you mean? What do you mean accidentally?
I feel like you're an upwards faller. All the amount of PR nightmares that Dorothy and I have to reel you out of.
No, don't you dare. Don't you. Can I talk about it? No, I can't. I can't talk about it. God damn it. I want to talk about it so badly.
Here's an example, though, that already happened. You remember that when that very, like, just like small time podcast that sent you a very fine, nice email being like, what were they called? They were called Otaku something.
It was like Otaku's. I think it was it was like something weird. It was like Anime Addicts Anonymous is what it was.
And they emailed you, and they were just like, hey, we've been a podcast for like 2 years, and you know,
they're telling us to change our fucking name.
They were like, our name is whatever, anime is blah blah anonymous. You know, like. We were hoping that, like, you would change your name.
No, they weren't hoping. They were telling me.
They were not.
Full on.
You made this TikTok that was like, what? My lawyers are on the case right now. This, like, 200 subscriber podcast sending you just a little, like, not even cease and desist.
They were literally like, you're going to change your name or we'll pursue legal action. They came at me first.
You showed the email and most of the comments were like, this is a fine looking email.
No.
I had to text you and be like, you gotta do something.
This was like 4 weeks into us having a podcast. And like, at this point, me and Danny weren't nearly as close as we are now.
This was like so like short into our friendship. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done? This guy's gonna take me down
was like,
with
please
him.
take it down. I was like, okay, fine. And Dorothy did the exact same thing. She was like, you cannot post this. And so occasionally I will very much go like scorched earth on a motherfucker. And Dorothy and you will be like, all right, chill. I'm like, I swear to God, I'll kill him. So yeah, no, they definitely are my PR managers. But listen, you need it. I interject a little life into the action, baby.
Yeah, we're definitely all on edge for sure.
Yeah, that's what you need, baby. That's how you stay on the cutting edge.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we even talking? Sword Art Online?
If it means anything to you, recently it came to my attention that we not accidentally, well, maybe accidentally, I don't know, I didn't. So we used a thumbnail. And there was some artwork in the thumbnail.
We who?
Me and my editing team.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, you, motherfucker.
It's like, we've done this.
So we used artwork that we didn't own, and I got an email, and someone was like, hey, my friend's really upset that you use your artwork without commission, like without like being told. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know this because I don't make my own thumbnails. And I was like, I'm texting, calling my editor, who I'm not going to dox. It's not Stank. And I was like, dude, we got to get this changed. Yeah. And I'm like emailing this woman back, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, and so I made a community post, and I was like, listen, guys, we used some artwork. It's not ours. Check out the page.
Look at you. What an arc to not instead put out a TikTok like some fucking show thinks they own artwork.
Yeah, listen. You put it on the internet, you fucking loser.
Hey, why don't you draw up a copyright and then come talk to me?
I'm a good person.
God, I'm just so got my guns ready.
And you need them. Listen, I keep you on edge. I keep you young. You're on your toes.
You're making me old. You're graying me. Yeah.
I literally had to explain to you what glazing was.
Anytime you send me a like TikTok, I'm like, oh God, what is this?
What do you mean?
What have we done?
What do you mean?
Just always worried.
I only send you relatable TikToks. You sent me a TikTok recently.
What I sent
that was nothing. It made no sense. I don't even think. I'm not entirely sure it was meant for me.
What do you mean? What did I do?
You sent me a TikTok. You sent me. Me when my teacher told me Iceland is grassy and Greenland is covered in ice, and it's just a smiling friend. I don't know what's a thing. When have we ever talked about Greenland?
I know your humor now.
I guess.
I'm like, oh, Nick likes weird Adult Swim meme shit.
Also, last episode when we finished, Danny spent he opened up a video and he's like, here's this 3-minute video of just like uncomfortable. It was very fun. It was very Adult Swim.
It was haha, you clowns. If anyone wants to look it up.
It's very fucking funny, actually. But yes, we can now talk about SAO. So Danny lost the poll 2 weeks ago. And because he lost the poll and because he wanted to put homework on the line, it was either I watched Wolf's Rain or Danny watched the first 12 episodes of SAO. Please report unto me.
Dude, I was absolutely not wrong about SAO. SAO was everything I thought it would be.
Okay.
100% everything I thought it'd be.
Which was all good?
First off, let me just say.
Which was all good.
The first thing that happens in SAO is Kirito logs in, right? Logs in a Sword Art Online, like looks down at his hands, does a little grippy.
Yeah.
Takes a big deep breath and he goes, I'm back, world.
Yes!
Shut the fuck up.
Iconic.
Kirito, what a maniac. He's such a pick-me.
Okay, well,
he's such an edgy pick-me.
You're not wrong. He's incredibly edgy. But imagine full dive VR existed, and you had to go it's like the first ever full dive VR, and you get to be one of the beta testers, and you get to play, and you're like, oh my god, I now feel seen for the first time in my life. Imagine living within World of Warcraft or Baldur's Gate, and you're like, oh my god, I get to live this fantasy life, and in the beta test you can die, but you have this incredible 4D experience where you feel, you taste, you fly, you feel all these things, and then after a couple of months, and the game comes out, you get to go back. You wouldn't be like,
you want to know what
you
would
wouldn't let
happen?
out a little.
Look, it's not surprising to me that a main character who is an avid gamer and beta tester sucks.
Yeah.
However, I think that scenario should have went, he logs in, takes a big deep breath, and he goes, "World, I'm back." And then you hear, "Shut the fuck up!" And then just a plethora of slurs tossed his way. People just shove him around, just kick him in the balls, take his shit.
9,999 other people who should have spawned around him and be like, I'm playing without pants on.
Yeah,
shut up.
It should have just been wall to wall other players and just been like, "Shut the fuck up, pussy!" Just from across the map.
Fucking character model, you loser.
Just 13 reports already on him.
You've been banned.
So there's that. I hate Kirito. There's a word he says that doesn't piss me off. I've written down a lot of quotes.
I love this. You should watch SAO Abridged because it's very mean to Kirito.
That's what a lot of people have told me. I put out a poll on my YouTube channel being like, hey, while I'm watching this for the pod, should I react to Sword Art Online?
Yeah.
Everyone said no.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
45% of people said yes.
45 is not a good number.
Considering how all over the map your anime, because here's the thing, if I'm like, hey, should I watch Naruto to my fandom? They're all gonna be like, yeah. But the thing is, you watch Yuri on Ice, you watch Bungo Stray Dogs, you have fans from different anime fan bases. Of course they're gonna want you to be like, no, do another season on Bungo season, season 5.
Right. I mean, look, I'll do at least the first 2 episodes because I came up with way too many jokes.
Yeah.
I was watching, I was like, this is gold. I gotta put this out.
I hope it blows up. I hope it's your best ever video. So you have to react to all 70 episodes.
I couldn't. I was so full of hatred. So everyone takes shit so seriously.
They can fucking die.
Even before that.
Gotcha.
Before you could find out, or before they find out you could die, Kirito's teaching some dude how to throw a rock at a boar.
Klein.
Yeah, Klein.
Yeah.
And he's like, the guy's just like, oh, I'll never get it right. I'm going to pee my pants before I get this right. And then
I love the depiction of gamers is so inaccurate.
It's the depiction of games. They don't know what a game is.
Yeah.
So then Kirito's like, all you gotta do is activate your Z skills, target your enemy, and then you can't lose.
Yeah.
And then he fucking throws a rock at a level 1 boar.
Yeah.
And he's just like, piece of cake. Just be like, press RB and you throw.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out,
But it's full
dude.
dive. It's full. You have to control it with your body.
God, he sucks though. Okay, here's the thing. At the end of the 2nd episode, I think, they tackle the first boss, right? They do the first boss.
Cobalt the something or another?
Yeah, Cobalt the Gloobius Dubious.
Yeah, something like that.
They go in and they fucking they're fighting it, it's going well or whatever. Kirito's being an incel dick to this other girl. Cause he's like
Asuna?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's like
have you only seen the first 2 episodes?
No, I've seen the first 12. There's a bunch of women.
Okay, I was gonna say Asuna's very much important though.
I learned Kirito's name and Egyu. Who's the black guy? The only black guy. He's sick.
He is cool. He runs a store. He's got a big fuck off axe.
He's rad. His name's Eggward.
I don't remember. Yeah,
it's Egg something.
You didn't get Asuna's name?
No.
There's a show
I got
from
Kirito's.
SAO about her.
I only have Kirito.
That's wild.
But so he's talking to Asuna. Asuna. He's talking to Asuna.
There's 2 episodes where they just go and buy a cabin. They have a child.
he's talking to Asuna, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna distract the goblins, and then when I say so, we switch.
Yes.
And she's like, what switch? First off, dumbass question. I understand Kirito's rage. What switch? it's not like a mechanic. You just
she's not a gamer, man.
You just switch. Like it's just the word.
Where I am, you are. Figure it out.
I'm like so surprised she wasn't like, what switch? And he wasn't like, what switch? Like, motherfucker.
Slaps her, finds out she has like a sliver of health left.
Yeah.
She just crumples.
So that's whatever. But then he's like, what switch? Wait a second. Level with me here. Have you ever been in a party before? And
Yeah.
she's like, no. And he's like, huh. Good grief. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I hate that you're doing the Discord mod voice, but the more
That's
that
how he talks.
The
I
more
watched
that
the
you
dub.
say it, the more that I hear it. Stop breaking my glass.
Okay, here we go. I have real quotes. Because at the end of the boss, when
Yeah.
they fight the boss like kills a dude.
Yeah.
Right?
The leader of the party, who was also a beater.
Shut up, because we'll get to that.
You're a beta tester and a cheater.
We'll get to that.
This makes me so happy. I love it when you do homework.
He kills this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And Kirito's like, God, what are you doing? Here's a potion. The guy pushes the potion away. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you
Take the potion.
Why are you gonna kill yourself
It's
right now?
bafflingly stupid.
He's like, no. Kirito's like, here. He's like, no.
No.
I don't want. I don't want to die.
I don't want people to know I'm a beater.
Fair.
Death is too kind for a beater.
He's like, no, I don't want it. So I'm like, why is this guy killing himself? And then Kirito goes, you were after the last attack bonus, the rare item. You're just like me, a beta tester.
You do his voice really well.
I used to get so many comments of people being like, yo, I found the Sword Art Online abridged guy's TikTok. Everyone thinks I'm Kirito from the abridged.
He's the guy who does Inosuke. Yeah, the guy. No, wait, no.
Whoa.
I think so.
Cat
Yeah,
Bryce or something?
Bryce Papenbrook. Yeah. Wow. Bryce Papenbrook does Inosuke and Kirito. Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's very famous, but a lot of people dislike his voice.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm so on him.
If he does Kirito in the show, for real,
English, yeah.
I don't love it.
It's not great.
But it's like he's saying lines like that and it's so serious. They're so serious about it. But so, okay.
He's holding a dying man in his arms, Danny.
We'll move. This guy's trying to die. He doesn't need to be holding a dying man.
He deserves no pity.
So anyway, Kirito kills this monster. I have a note here that just says Kirito the beater.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Someone says the line you said.
Yep.
They're like,
It's ingrained. I kind of want it tattooed on my body at some point.
please,
Yeah.
I'll give you everything in my savings.
Yeah. Like when I'm like 70, I'll get it tattooed on my face.
Yeah, like, just get it like tearing out
Or
of
you
your
know
eye.
how people do the Anakin quote, but it's only the first letters. It's like I was
hype.
like for the Republic,
Yeah.
like for that kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's like I want that, but it's like you're a beta tester and a cheater. You're a beater, but like as the letters.
Why? I can't even do it.
Yeah.
But I think it translates to yabba dabba.
It's like it's
You're
close
a beta tester.
and
Yapped.
it's close to
Yapta.
yaptadapta.
Yaptadapta.
Yeah.
Yo, sometimes yaptadapta, man.
Listen, you ever just yaptadapta yourself?
Wow, that's merch.
It's incredible. Yeah.
But what's it called? So yeah, he's like, Kirito's doing a weird thing because they're accusing him of being a beta tester. Like they're like, this guy was a beta tester, and Kirito's like, don't line me in with those noobs.
Yeah.
First off, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, don't line me in with those noobs. Most of those guys couldn't even play the game as well as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the fucking beta, asshole.
We're still working the kinks out. That's why you're here.
No,
he's like, most of those noobs didn't even make it past level 10.
He's like, I made it to level fucking doobity.
The level
I'm
dubstep.
sick. Yeah, and so a guy's like, you're worse than a beta tester. You're a beta tester and a cheater. You're a beater. I thought that was like the dub voice actors just having a field day.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, a silly little goof. I was like, don't call him a beater. What are you doing? And then Kirito goes, a beater. I like the sound of that. No, you don't.
And then he puts on a long black cloak and is like, fuck this, I'm out.
He's
Yeah.
like, call me the beater.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's absolutely something like a Discord mod who owns like a leather beater would do. Because that's what the jacket is called. It's called a beater. And it was like, huh, you guys don't even get it. And like flip your jacket and walk away.
It's
God,
so
I hate
insane.
that you're breaking my immersion here.
It's so, what are you talking
This
about?
anime means so much. I've watched this anime. The thing is, anytime I do a new drug, I watch the first season of SAO on.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I've seen the first season of SAO like 6 or 7 times.
The second Kirito went, I like the sound of that, I was like, this can't be real. None of this can be real.
Yeah.
There's so many quotes that are like said so seriously. We've got, I'm a solo player. Got it? I don't care if I gotta play as an orange player for a couple of days.
That's an iconic scene when he explains how levels work in MMORPGs.
It's so insane.
He just mansplains levels to people who exist in universe with levels.
He's like mansplaining to NPCs.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. He's always just like going off on some insane incel tangent.
Yeah.
There's a bit where he goes, he's like, my battle healing skill regenerates 600 points every 10 seconds.
Yep.
We could stand here all day and you wouldn't get anywhere.
Exactly.
Then some guy goes, that's impossible. Is it? He's like level 20 at this point.
Exactly.
Like, and then he goes, you want to bet MMOs that use leveling systems are unfair that way?
If in PvE, in PvP.
What are you talking about?
It's like, did you ever play World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Growing up,
Yeah.
and then like some like maxed out level person would go to a starter village because like you could like ride if you were Horde or Alliance, you could ride into like the starter village,
Right.
and you would just like stand there and beat level 10s to death because the villagers, well, the guards at like beginning places weren't elites,
Yeah.
and so like I always played human because I was like an unsalted child,
Right.
but like occasionally like a Horde member would run in and they'd have the skull for a level and a bunch of like level
And they
5s
just fucking take you
exactly
down.
a bunch of level 5s would like try and beat him down, and he would
Whoa.
just keep killing us over and over and over
Wow.
again. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's fair. Any MMO I played, it was just a weird stance to be like, MMOs with leveling systems are ridiculous.
Yeah.
This game seems insane. There's no magic yet.
no, it's only sword skills.
Whatever.
Yeah, Sword Art Online.
Well, and then he's like, okay, whatever. It's
Yeah.
a Sword Art Online. Well, and then he's like, there's an infinite amount of skills. I can think of maybe 30 skills before I have to start getting ridiculous about it.
Well, there's so many different weapons.
But like,
There's lances, there's axes, there's hammers.
but an unlimited amount of skills. How many skills can you name right now before you have to start being like wiener dexterity? You know what I mean?
I
Like,
guess, yeah. I don't think it's unlimited.
That's what he
But
says.
he does just make up new combos like that because he's the only person who has dual wielding, right?
He's the only person to come up with dual
he has the
wielding.
fastest reaction time out of anybody in universe. That's why.
Right. That's the other crazy thing. There's finite XP and
Yes.
quests. Mm-hmm. What is this
Which
game?
means you have to be on the front lines.
That's an insane game design.
It is
There's
not
limited
good.
XP.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh. Well, it's like almost like it was made with the intention that the majority of the people playing it were going to die.
I guess, yeah.
And that the only way you could get out is to get to level 100, so you
Right.
have to push forward.
That's just so crazy. I have some positives, I guess. Oh wait, I have
The fights? What about the fights?
I have real quick, I just have equal rights for NPCs. Kirito at one point like goes on this like equal rights for NPCs rant because they're like NPCs are just like objects. They'll come back if you kill them. And he's
Yeah.
like, that's not right. It is.
It's kind of right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like
You can kill 'em.
NPCs are nothing. Like he's a psychopath.
What did you think about when he joined a guild? Did you like that episode?
That was good. When she kills herself?
No, she doesn't kill herself.
There's a girl in episode 3 who like.
She doesn't kill. No, the guy jumps off a cliff when he finds out the rest of his guild is dead.
Well, right. That
Yeah.
does happen. No, there's a girl who leaves him a note. She's like, she has a moment with him and she's like,
Yeah.
we should escape. And he's like, you mean suicide? And then she's like, maybe. And then she leaves him a note and is like, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah. She's like, because I'm not, well, like, but
Yeah.
she dies in the dungeon. She
Oh,
dies
right,
in the
right,
dungeon,
right,
and then he
right.
listens to it and he cries because
Right,
it's
yeah,
Christmas.
that's right, that's
it's
right.
Christmas in
Yes,
universe.
yes.
That's it's one of the greatest
good.
episodes in anime history.
Yeah, no, I like that.
It's very good.
I dig that. The animation's very good. It's not one of the greatest episodes in anime history.
That's
Nothing
really-
this show can do can be that because of all of these insane lines.
Oh, it's so good.
Anytime
I'll
some-
rewatch that episode right now.
I just fucking hate, like, I'll never like someone trapped in a video game. It's just nonsense.
I like it.
It's the terminology is just so.
That's why Isekai hurts me so badly now because Isekai used to be my favorite
because
genre.
you love it. People being like, we only have one chance. We gotta do this, and then opening up their little inventory menu, like shut the fuck up.
I need health potions.
Or being like they're in each other's arms, and it's like, I never knew your eyes glistened so beautifully. And it's like, Asano, stop it. And it's like, do you want to join a party? And it's like, beep, 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 beep. No, we should just friend each other. And it's like, relax. I'm not asking you to guild up with me. It's like, shut the fuck up,
but
everybody.
At the same time, it's a very compelling and cute romance.
It's okay.
They buy a house together.
He just keeps like acquiring women.
It's not that bad. There's 3 of them. There's the blacksmith, the lolly, and Asuna.
Who's the one that reminds him of his sister that I saw in her underwear?
Oh, that's the lolly.
Awful.
Because she gets tentacle grabbed.
Yeah, she does.
She gets tentacle
Her
grabbed.
whole episode is horrible.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
That one we, you know,
she's like, save me, but don't look. And he's like, that's gonna be tough. It's like, God, just fucking, like, just walk away and let her die. Like,
but the thing is, that used to be the worst thing that we got in anime. That was that's the thing when you're like, oh, SAO has that one scene where a girl gets grabbed by a tentacle monster.
I hear season 2 gets rough.
Oh, it's not. Season 2 is bad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There's like they full on essay Asuna.
Yeah.
His cousin falls in love with him, but it's an accident. And she clears it up at the end.
It's always a cousin.
But she clears it up at the end, okay?
A lot of hot cousins in Japan.
There's a weird amount of hot cousins. Yeah. I don't miss it. They're just like the family dynamic must be weird in Japan.
I know.
It's like being in George R. Martin's family. And it's like every story you write, the family fuck.
But at least they're evil. You know? Like, at least the Lannisters are the bad guys.
Not in House of the Dragon.
Well,
they're all.
But there's the foundation of the Game of Thrones. So then House of the Dragon's like, all right, we're used to it.
We gotta keep it in the family here, because it's like the Targaryens and the other ones, and it's like listen.
Lannisters?
No,
are you talking about? What do you mean?
No, the 2 different kinds of.
Oh, Valerians.
Yeah,
right?
Valerians and the Targaryens.
Yeah.
So like we gotta smush because we got the good blood.
They do be smushing,
which is like, oh, that's how medieval works. And like I guess it kind of is, but like it's weird.
But it's not like
it makes me uncomfy.
It's other than like kind of. Matt Smith and Rhaenyra, like, it's typically not like, oh, isn't that hot? Fucking your sister? Isn't that kind of cool?
It's fucking his niece.
But it's
who he raised.
Again, other than that, they do a little bit of that, like indulgence, which is whack.
Yeah.
It's typically just like, oh, this is just like what it was. It's not like, whereas like with a lot of anime, they don't denounce it enough. Well, like it's like when you see this girl who reminds Kirito of his sister and is like 12, it's like you just see her in her like underwear and it's this big like, oh, like wouldn't that be embarrassing? It's like, wouldn't it be embarrassing to fucking write this?
Imagine thinking this is something we need. Yeah. But my thing is when you like write the incest into like a medieval plotline thing, and it's like, well, that's just realistic. There's fucking dragons. When did we commit to the bit of realism?
Imagine if they didn't fuck. Like, imagine, wouldn't that be a stretch?
But like it's like, oh my god, like we're writing a high fantasy story that's like medievalish, better put incest. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, there's like. So SAO does like the animation's weirdly good for when it came out.
It's back in the time when animation was just crazy.
Yeah,
it was just good.
That's
we're regressing. We're
not
fully regressing.
Nar.
Absolutely.
Nar.
Demon Slayer, JJK.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Chainsaw
good.
Blue Lock. Don't come at me with CGI.
It's not good.
It's good though. Otherwise, it's better than
what
like.
Do you mean otherwise?
It's better than like Attack on Titan. It's better than like anything that came out in like 2010.
The thing is though, Attack on Titan is a great barometer for it. The animation used to be incredible, and now that we're getting into the modern era, and like now we're pushing out anime at such a high level, I don't think animators have the time to give things the love it deserves.
You're mad. Licorice Recoil, which we never watched. Great animation. Spy Family, great animation.
What do they need to animate in Spy Family? Anya walking?
But it looks good. Ranking of Kings, or Ranking of the Kings, as you will say.
Well, okay, yes. Ranking of the Kings, good animation.
Great.
Legitimately good animation.
Great.
But like back in the day of like Blast of Tempest, of SAO, and like it's like shows
Blast of Tempest looks wild. I'll give you that. For a show I've never heard of.
But it was like 12 to 24 episode anime just were like given insane budgets. It's like you talking about Wolf's Rain. It was like back in the day,
also
like
great.
Shows just got like random shows just got movie level animation.
Same with this though. Ranking of Kings, random as hell, great animation, super fluid. The Spy Family, great animation.
I mean, yeah, but like the most intense thing they do in Spy Family is the tennis match.
The dodgeball?
Those are dodgeball.
And
that's
dodgeball.
hilarious. No, the tennis match when Lloyd and what is her name? Lloyd
my
and
God.
Yor need to get the piece of art, and so they enter the tournament.
Okay. Buddy Daddies, not bad looking.
Pretty good looking.
Pretty good.
Also, not incredibly high action. I mean, there's some gun scenes, but
Genuinely, name any anime coming out like within the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Probably great animation. Like right now, I'm challenging you.
Stylistically.
Start rattling off some anime that's come out. Like,
Seven Deadly Sins.
You're cheating.
Baki.
You're cheating again, and don't you say Record of Ragnarok. Okay, Shield Hero looks great. Mushoku Tensei
Season
looks
2 wasn't
great.
Okay, I'll give you that on Jobless.
What's the fucking Fate? Always looking good.
Fate's been coming out since Fate belongs in the era that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Fate was the prime example of like an anime being way too well animated.
To Your Eternity. The slime one looks pretty good.
Slimy Sky's good, yeah, definitely.
To Your Eternity looked good.
But To Your Eternity is kind of a drama anime. It's like
But it's
it
an
has
anime.
fight.
What are you
It has
talking
fights.
about?
No, I'm saying like the style is good, but I'm saying like we
You're
now
just talking about fights?
sort of, yeah. Like I'm talking about like fights have become more like slideshowy or choppy, and I feel like it's because we're pumping out anime at such a level that animators. The thing is, like, of course, like the thing is, we have higher quantity and higher quality, right, of the stories. But because of that, we're pumping out so much anime that I feel like animators don't have time.
You know what though? I think you're misremembering some fights because like there's a lot of fights. Like people remember fondly like Dragon Ball fights, Naruto fights.
Yeah.
But if you were to like go back and watch some of them, like most Dragon Ball fights
Are bad.
are bad.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, I'm right there with you. I'm not talking about Dragon Ball though.
okay, right. Moving upwards to like a Naruto, there's like good pockets.
Yeah.
But it's like pockets of like really great fluid animation and they stop.
Yeah.
And then a full episode goes by, and then they go back to fighting.
Naruto is the exact example of we have a certain amount of money, we need to blow it on the end of the season.
Yeah.
You're getting 7 episodes of horrifically bad animation. It was like very clearly the tuning exams are the perfect example of it. We blew a stack, an absolute stack on Gaara versus Rock Lee. But like now,
But then you have like
Kiba versus Naruto is
slideshow.
awful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bad.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. I think a lot of stuff was like that back then. And there are outliers.
Yeah.
But like, I think nowadays, if a fight's coming, it's more consistent that it'll look good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like 12 to 24 episode anime would come out and just be like heat animation. For nothing.
Right.
Just like it was like, oh hey, here's Angel Beats.
Yeah.
Or something like that, and it'd just be like out of nowhere, just incredible animation.
Disagree.
Great.
Okay animation.
And the art style is a bit weird. They'll have like big old heads.
It's okay. They're all just sitting around chatting.
Yeah, that's the thing though. That's like being like To Your Eternity looks great. It's like, yeah, they're sitting around chatting.
But they do more.
They go to the downstairs, the booby trap downstairs in the Angel Beats. They all get cubed.
I disagree heavily. They don't get cubed.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm probably just being jaded. This is old man corner, honestly.
Anyway, Sword Art Online, good animation, weirdly good.
Yes.
For it coming out in 2015, which is hilarious because the show takes place in 2022.
Yeah, which was like, everyone was like, oh,
In the
VR.
distant future.
Everyone's like, oh, VR, we're going to make
Yeah.
it. We are nowhere near close.
Nowhere.
All we have is like the fucking dystopian Apple goggles.
Yeah, true.
$3,500 to see outside.
I know. I also like every now and then it does do some things like it attempts to like him talking to that girl about suicide is good, and then him like that episode is good.
Very good.
It does. There's like moments.
What about them being afraid to go back to the front lines because they're terrified of death? So they buy a house in the cabins because they have PTSD from existing on the front lines.
Everybody's afraid of death.
What? Yeah.
Ooh, I'm afraid to die. Get in the back of the line.
And they have to talk about like how like they're like desperate to get back to society, even though they felt like they didn't have a place there prior.
No, there's good moments for sure like that. There's a bit when he meets his blacksmith, his exclusive blacksmith chick. They have a nice moment where she's like, isn't it weird how like we aren't touching, but I can feel your warmth and stuff like that. Like we are probably on opposite ends of the country and like we can feel each other.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's good. Listen, I have a lens of nostalgia.
It's ridiculous.
Well, the thing is, this is why I always acknowledge that SAO is the bad anime that I love.
Yeah.
Because it's a lens of nostalgia. It's the anime. The thing is, like I said, SAO was the first anime that made me think, realize I could feel things in anime. Yeah. Because I saw like Asuna and Kirito getting together, and I was like,
true.
That's like my heart grew 3 times that day.
You were so into romance back in the day.
I would literally Google because of SAO top 15 action romance anime,
right?
Which led me to like I don't know,
Angel
a
Beats.
regular at Demon School and Angel Beats and all of these like shows, like 12 to 24 episode shows where like there is a romantic plot line but also action.
Right.
That's all I watched growing up, and that brought me to Isekai a bunch.
Yeah.
And that's what brought me to High School DxD. That's what brought me to Monster Musume. That's what brought me to all of the harem anime that I grew up watching. High School of the Dead, which I've been thinking about rewatching.
Yeah.
Because it's on Hulu. They put it on Hulu and it expires. Oh fuck! It expired today.
Shit. High School of the Dead is another weirdly well animated one.
The physics.
A lot of physics.
They nailed the physics.
A lot of frames.
Like when he shoots a bullet between her jiggling boobs.
I know exactly. You think you have to further explain after you do this?
Do the 1-2?
Yeah, the 1-2 for our audio only listeners.
Yeah.
Nick just fondling his teats.
Listen, the boob jiggled so fast, a bullet got
I
through
know, it was
them.
unbelievably fast.
God,
They
that's
should have
such a-
flown off her chest.
I can't believe they didn't make a season 2. That was it was so good. It was a good shit, man.
Should we move on? I'm starting to worry that this has already been 2 hours long.
We are at an hour and 40, which means we're not gonna do. We can probably still do a draft.
Drafts are so
quick.
fast.
Drafts are fast. So today, me and Danny are doing a draft, and the draft is of the most iconic moves in anime. So, Danny, you went first last week, which means I'm going first this week.
I swear I hear you say that every single week.
You fully went first last week because you ended before I did.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so you went first last week, which means I go first this week. Number one most iconic move in anime, give me the Kamehameha.
You bastard.
So easy.
You rat bastard.
Everybody knew how to do it.
Yeah.
You brought the hands together, push them out, Kamehameha. Easy
Why are
as
you
that.
going like this?
That's how
What
it
is
starts.
this? That's absolutely not true.
1000%. It goes out, twist.
I should get the Kamehameha for the fact that you think it starts like that.
No,
because
it's-
he's always doing this and he's like making a little ball first.
It's out, in, out. Don't you even...
What are you talking about? He always starts back here with the claw. We have to, for audio only listeners.
Yep.
For audio only listeners, Nick's being a lunatic right now.
He starts here.
He does the claw. And then he makes a little ball.
Kame. It's literally, it's a hand sweep, Kame.
But he doesn't do this. So what Nick is doing is he's
His
got
two
like
hands facing opposite directions.
facing opposite directions.
Yes. Yes, it's a hand sweep
You're a
to a
lunatic.
hands opposite direction, brought back, hand slides to the same direction as he pushes.
And then he goes, ha.
Yes.
No
Absolutely.
dice. No dice.
1000%.
Let us
Just
know.
do your pick.
Let us know in the comments. Hit me with the Rasengan.
It's a good one. I had it.
I had
it
to.
on the list.
Yeah.
I figured you'd take it.
You have to.
Honestly, I feel like you can get something else from Naruto later down the line.
Oh yeah. I got a couple in Naruto.
I'll take it now. I'll take the Chidori. I'll meet you halfway.
Big mistake. Big mistake. Chidori is not the second most iconic
I know
one.
exactly where you're going. Take your second
One of
pick.
these? Little Shadow Clone Jutsu?
Not where I was going to go.
Yeah?
Not where I was going to go.
I got another two.
Listen,
What's yours?
I'm
What's
not going
your
to take
third?
this, and I'll
Okay.
leave this on the table for you.
Yeah.
I would have gone 1,000 Years to Death if I was you.
Yeah, iconic.
Way
Memorable, no?
before this? Listen,
So many people know the Shadow Clone Jutsu.
First off, that's the seal of confirmation. All right, it's not the Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Relax.
So get it together. All right, if I have to, I'm gonna go for the old heads here a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm gonna say Spirit Gun.
I knew you would, and that's gonna kill you.
No, it's
That's
not.
gonna drag you down.
No, it's not.
Iconic.
Absolutely. Yes.
Ask anyone on the street; they don't know what Spirit Gun
if
is.
they are above the age of 25, they do.
Whose opinions do not matter.
Oh,
Can you even
yeah.
vote past 25?
You age out. You age out of
They take it away.
deserving rights
Yeah.
after 25. Says
Yeah.
the 26-year-old and 24-year-old.
I
You're
still
right
got
on the
time.
cusp.
The next president is all me, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm deciding. Give me Gum Gum Pistol.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Not where I would have gone with Luffy. I'm
Really?
gonna avoid Luffy now for at least this pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go a little bit more topical now. Domain expansion.
Fuck. That was gonna be my contemporary pick.
Yep.
Wow, good.
It's the most
Yeah.
iconic move out of new gen anime.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking man, Hinokami Kagura? No, nobody's shouting that on the playground. Like,
No.
no one knows. Yeah.
Because it's simple. That's the thing. It's twisting the fingers.
I just learned this season that you do this to
Yeah.
do it. I thought you just say it.
Nope. You gotta twist the your fingers.
Twist the fingers.
Twing the fingers. You're number 4.
I'll do a wild card, if
Okay.
you will. Give me a activating trap card.
You've activated my. But how do you?
That's a move.
It is, and like if you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, it
Yeah.
works. But like, no, I definitely say that in
Yeah.
the wild. You've activated my trap card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I attack your life points directly. All of that iconic. That's good. All right, my 5th pick. This one's
Yeah.
tough. This one's tough because I have a couple of good ones left on the board here. I'm gonna go. Oh, man.
There's a lot. There's a lot of
There's
good
so
ones.
much left on the board. All right, I'm going to do honorable mentions after this, but I'm
Yeah.
going to go Getsuga Tensho.
You fucking dug your own grave.
No,
what
I
the
did
hell
not.
even is that?
Getsuga Tensho?
Is that a Bleach thing?
Bankai!
Why not
Getsuga Tensho? Yeah, absolutely.
Not even just Bankai?
Well, no, it's you can't do Getsuga Tensho without his Bankai.
Wow.
So I guess Bankai.
You
then,
know what's
yes.
funny? I wrote down Bankai on my list and then deleted it because I was like, there's probably some other bullshit that I don't know about attached to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
well for Ichigo, it's Getsuga Tensho, but like it's
Gotcha.
Bankai as a whole. So I'll take Bankai as a whole.
I think you've dug your own grave.
Absolutely not.
Me, dude. God, so many left on the table here. Give me Sharingan.
Just the activation of.
Yeah, you activate it. It's a move.
You're saying.
Do you want to disqualify that?
No, take it, please.
Yeah?
Yeah, that has cemented my win.
Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna run through some honorable mentions here,
Okay.
and you can do the same.
Yeah.
Gear second, or gear third, or gear fourth, or gear fifth. Just
Gear fifth right now. Yeah, gear, I would
Gear,
say. Yeah. You could say but is that a move? That's not a move.
Absolutely.
Super Saiyan's not a move. That's a transformation. We should and could do that next.
That's actually.
I'm going
you
to
know
say
what?
gear is not a move.
You know what? I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a transformation. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right. And then Colonel Mustang Snap. That's a good one. You ever just the
That's a
snapping at
good
people?
honorable mention.
That's
But
a good-
that doesn't belong on the draft. I would
Jaja
say.
Ken.
What is Jaja Ken?
Gones. It's Gones move. Jaja Ken Rock.
That's a sick name.
Yeah. Well, it's rock paper scissors is Jaja Ken in
That's
Japanese.
sick.
So it's rock paper scissors rock.
I just like it. Just a good combination of sounds.
Yeah, so Jaja Ken Rock is good. I think it not being in the top 5 is gonna be good for me.
Yeah. I think those are both perfect honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I've got Thunderbolt for Pikachu.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, I got that. I also have, here's the thing. You know what's funny about the Kamehameha and Thunderbolt?
Uh-huh.
Those are the iconic ones, but they both also have similar second moves, which is Spirit Bomb and
Thunderball.
Volt Tackle.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I bet the average person, if you tell him like
Pikachu literally has a Thunderball attack, right?
I think.
Yeah.
He doesn't use that much. But Volt Tackle is like his like super move.
Yeah.
Like I bet that the like consensus around Spirit Bomb with people, like your average person, is like, oh, Goku has a second move.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny that Spirit Bomb like exists.
It just takes a while.
Yeah, it takes so long.
It's a whole thing, man.
I know.
Those are all my honorable mentions.
I had what did I have? I guess that's it too. Yeah, those are all of mine.
I can't believe I took Spirit Gun so early. I could have got that 5th round.
No.
There's no way you would have taken it.
I have Spirit Gun on here.
No way.
I never would have done it though.
No, you wouldn't have. You don't have the balls.
No.
Okay.
It's a weak pick. I win that one.
My
Let
best
us know
boy.
in the comments.
Yes, yeah. Who won? And
Yeah.
do you want to tie homework to it? Or
I'll give you Wolf's Reign again.
or do we dedicate ourselves? Do we dedicate ourselves to watching the Zom 100 live action this week
Sure.
and make that our like homework for both of us?
Sure.
Love that for us. Okay, my best boy this week,
Yeah.
Boruto.
Yeah.
Not
Okay,
even
let's
close.
get into it.
Not even close.
Not even close to any best boy I could have.
Oh my god, dude! Boruto leaks came out. Everyone looks incredible. Do you want to tell the people what you said about Sarada's new look?
No.
You don't. Okay, cool. Danny's not a fan.
She looks like a prostitute.
She does.
And here's the thing. You say I'm not a fan? Who said that? Whoever said that? Nick, seemingly not a
Danny
fan of
tried to
sex
outwoke
work.
me. Danny tried to outwoke me so hard.
Not a fan of sex work, it seems. Nick, I think it's very strong and brave of her.
Uh-huh.
That's so strange that you would misinterpret and twist my words like that.
Yeah, of
All
course.
I said was that she looks like a hooker.
Yeah.
Not incorrect. She's a ninja with high heels.
and like half leg warmers.
Yeah.
Listen, the crop top with the off the shoulder jacket. She looks so.
She looks fresh.
dope.
She looks
dude.
fly as hell. The only thing I genuinely don't like the high heels because she looks like Deku and company in season 3 of My Hero when they like bull out and are in their chains, button up shirt.
Yeah.
She looks like the cover art of or when you open a One Piece manga, which you've never done. So
And
it's
everybody's dripped out.
yeah, everybody's dripped out. It's like a nonsense, just like Oda wanted to draw them cool. It looks like that. Like it doesn't look like a real character design. It looks sick. Honestly, remove the high heels and it looks a little less silly to me.
I think it will every single. No, Tsunade wears high heels. I don't think Sarada does. I don't think Sakura does.
My crusade is more stop drawing ninjas in high heels.
Yeah, it is odd.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I get that we're all wearing sandals. Just draw everybody with sandals. But Boruto also looks sick as hell. Code looks good. Mitsuki's new look, crazy.
Ooh, who's Mitsuki?
Mitsuki is the Orochimaru's child. Orochimaru's child is Mitsuki. Mitsuki's new look is crazy. Kawaki looks so good.
Really?
Everybody's post time skip design is really cool. Even Himawari's, which isn't like perfect, looks really good. So like, could not be more happy. So the leaks came out. By the time that this comes out, the Boruto actual chapter will be out. I'm not going to talk about what happened to the chapter because like A, manga spoilers, and B, because like,
oh my god, what? Since when has that stopped us?
English readers don't even have it yet.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, like it's out in Japan.
So you can't read it.
Yeah, so like English readers don't have it yet. So I'm not going to spoil it before you guys even like get to read it.
You know what? Is this guy Kawaki?
The guy at the end is Kawaki. Yes.
He looks like fucking the American Demon Slayer.
Oh, he looks like Genya?
He looks like Genya.
He does kind of look like Genya.
He's got the big,
He's
mohawk.
got the big mohawk with the side,
He's got the mohawk
buzz.
mullet.
And he's also like belted out. Everyone is belted out.
A lot of belts.
Boruto's also like 6'4" now. He's fucking huge.
I don't like his design. I really don't like his redesign.
Oh.
He looks so weird.
You are alone on that hill. Listen,
really? People like it?
It won't be the first time that you die on a hill alone, but like that, everyone loves his design.
He looks too much like a fucking like e-boy.
He looks like the main character in a Yakuza anime.
He looks like a K-pop singer.
Oh, K-pop.
Yeah, he looks like a
J-pop.
J-pop.
Like one of those K-pops.
Yeah, he looks like one of those boys to men, but Japanese.
If you had NSYNC, but everyone was Japanese. Yeah, no, he's
too moody.
He looks moody. Yeah. He's been through a lot.
Well, they showed him. Remember, you get a brief glimpse of him at the beginning of the Boruto movie.
Yeah,
this isn't what he looked like.
It is absolutely what he looked like.
I don't know.
It's at least adjacent to what he looked like.
I suppose.
So
I kind of wish. I don't know. I wonder if it's his hair. Like, I wish he got long hair or something. There's something. I just don't like it.
See, the thing is, Boruto was horrifically bad with hair for the longest time.
Oh,
obviously, they killed Gaara. They killed Naruto. Even Shikamaru, they gave him the goatee, which I don't like.
Doesn't Tenten look whack, right?
Tenten looks cute.
Oh, does she?
Tenten looks super cute. She's got like two little buns. I love it.
Boruto or Naruto is just like bad. A buzz.
Everybody's bad. But like this, they crushed it. Himawari's hair looks good. Saruto with the short hair looks sick. Mitsuki like grew his hair out. He looks really good. Kawaki like got like a sloppier style. All of them look like streetwear legends.
That's the thing. Well, I guess that's the thing.
They have modern day streetwear looks. They look sick.
That's the thing is, I guess I'm just like contextless, right? Like, is it now moving into like modern day kind of like they have guns and shit?
Yeah.
Hype.
Like it was like there's a character in the manga who full on uses a minigun.
So in that regard, I dig it. Like I think it's just I don't have context, so I'm like, like he does look like a Yakuza member, but I'm like, what is it? Like, why is this modern day thing? But if I look into it like in the context of like Avatar to Korra, like I do love the idea of seeing modern day renditions on classic designs. Yeah. So it is cool. Like I do love Sadara's outfit. Kawaki looks really cool. Yeah. They all look cool. It's just Boruto's like, I think it's because like
too many belts.
I don't like the cloak. Too many layers.
It's a warm outfit. It's a very warm outfit.
It's also not like iconic is the thing. Like you can make a jacket based on Naruto's like orange coat, like all
They're
of
sitting on one,
all of I'm in one. I'm like, help me, help!
But, he's coming.
But all of their designs, like Sasuke, Sakura, Naruto, are like you could study those designs as like why it's good art direction, like vibrant colors, iconic looks. He's got the swirl patch, like Sasuke's look iconic. Same with like Goku, Luffy, all of them. This is just like a button up and a cloak, you know?
I don't know if I can agree with that.
There's nothing. If you did one of those.
With Sasuke, I agree because Sasuke's Boruto time skip look, he's always just cloaked up. So like you can't do that, but Boruto's got the open cloak. There's layers.
If you do one of those tests where it's like, I just give you the color palette of the character or silhouette, I don't think you could do it.
I could.
I don't think you could do it color palette.
Because pink is big with Boruto. So Boruto's color scheme is light blue, pink, gold, like blonde for his hair. If you give me light blue, pink, gold, light blue, pink, gold, I would get Boruto.
I don't know if those kinds of challenges are like, I don't think the like average person could do it.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I mean, but Boruto's also just less iconic than Naruto.
But it's just like...
Also, how many people have orange in their scheme?
But I mean, like, even like less iconic characters like Natsu, that is a more iconic design.
Red, white.
Not just colors, like
Gotcha.
just all around, like
a scarf with no shirt. It's like, are you cold or are you hot?
If you take away the hair, if someone's just cosplaying that, I wouldn't know what it is. If somebody without the hair cosplays Akaza, I would know what that is.
Well, because the painted lines on their body, Danny.
But just the outfit. But also, the lines are part of the design. Boruto has no lines.
Yes, he does.
He's got like the scar.
He's got a scar. He's got a karma marking seal on his chest.
On his chest, he's got under a diamond 30 on his layers.
Yeah, but you can see it a little bit.
I bet if someone just outfit cosplayed as him, couldn't tell what it is.
Headband. He's got Sasuke's headband.
But like, my guy.
What?
You can't argue that like someone just walks around in just Naruto's coat. It's not immediately understandable. Or I'll give you like an Akatsuki coat is pretty iconic.
Of course.
Or like even Lloyd Forger's fucking
green
suit is more iconic. Like you see that, you know that's Lloyd.
I would say if I'm like seeing it from behind, obviously things like Naruto, the Akatsuki, Lloyd, all of them more recognizable. Yeah. But the headband for Boruto is very recognizable because it's Sasuke's headband with a slash upwards over his eye. So like that, if I see that, that's kind of what I recognize Boruto by. But also the color pink.
I guess so. It's got a little pink. I mean, his I guess his younger outfit wasn't like iconic either. He just had this jacket.
But that's the thing, it's modern day. It's like track. Yeah. It's like a tracksuit kind of. Like it's like streetwear. Okay, who's your best boy?
My best boy is Guilty Gear.
Okay.
Maybe again, but because Guilty Gear, this may be a little BTS behind the scenes.
Okay.
I spoke with Gary Gear.
Yes, of course.
Gary Gear. I spoke with them, did a little Zoom call, and Guilty Gear is trying to
make a Danny Motta character?
Yes, exactly. They're trying to make a Danny Motta film. They want to produce it. It's going to be about me and my life.
God, I would love to see your moveset.
I would
it would just like, I don't know why. The first thing when I thought Danny Motta attack moveset.
Easy.
Wiggling. I don't know, just like the first thing I thought was like wiggles.
I'm just like Dulcim in Street Fighter.
Like literally just like slithering. Yeah.
I just like, you press B and I just drop to my knees. I'm like, please, I'm peeing.
That's exactly what I was. Dude, do you want to get pee on you? Yeah. I'm pissing.
I just beg. But they're trying to pitch to the higher ups like a content creator like partner program, like influencer partner program, where like essentially they want to finally market Guilty Gear.
Gotcha.
Because all these other like fighting game companies have like TikTok accounts, they have like, billboards and shit, and like with Guilty Gear, a character comes out and then like 3 months later another one will.
Yeah.
But in that like 2-month gap after the first one, even like the second the character comes out, once they stop making trailers for that character, everyone forgets Guilty Gear exists.
Yeah.
Like, it just drops off the face of the earth. And they want to, like, push the marketing it more and have, like, there's no dedicated Guilty Gear YouTubers. Not that I'm going to become one.
I would hope not.
But he's using me as, like, the spearhead.
You're the pitch deck.
I'm the pitch deck.
That's wild.
He's, like, sending me the pitch, and it's just me. Like
crazy. They were like, we found someone weird enough to talk about it. We're doing it.
Which is hype, because I do love fighting games, and I would love Guilty Gear to like get more into the mainstream, because my biggest issue with Guilty Gear is it lacks some mainstream components. And like the story mode has no gameplay.
No.
Which sucks. It has nothing to unlock, which I think like fighting games kind of need.
Yeah.
For like the average player, because like the hardcore people will play it just to get good, but the average player, if you don't have like colors or like gear or like characters lines, to unlock, anything to unlock, they'll stop playing in like a week.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
So,
it's like, I've done it. I've learned the move set, and what else is there for me to do?
I've gotten as good as I want to get. I'll
Exactly.
go back to playing Baldur's Gate.
Like, okay, cool. Thanks for the new character. Like, it's like the Mayan dude in For Honor.
Yeah, For
It's like,
Honor,
I nailed it. I got a couple of pieces for him, and I'm out. Actually, For Honor does a pretty good job.
At least For Honor, a character
Very
comes
customizable.
out. Yeah, you like grind to unlock other outfits for them. Like, that's what it needs. It's not enough. It's sad to say, but for some games, it's not enough that it's just good.
Yeah.
That's why Fortnite constantly comes out with shit. It's
That's
like,
why they added JJK skins.
yeah, it's like, oh, because they just want money. People buy the shit because they want shit to buy.
Exactly.
Which is true. And it's like League of Legends, I love. I will play characters. If a character has like a sick skin coming out, I will be more enticed to play it because I'll be like, oh, well, if I love this character, that skin's cool. Like, I'll buy it, I'll play it.
Was there a Terrible Tornado got a skin in some video game, and I was like, oh my god, like I'll play strictly to play as Terrible Tornado.
Terrible Tornado?
She's from One Punch Man.
Okay.
I forget which one. I think it might have been. No, it was
probably
I think
Fortnite.
it was Overwatch.
Oh,
it was Overwatch.
Yeah, because Doomfist got a Saitama
Yes,
skin.
yeah. It was what is it? The new girl, the one with the kunai, whatever. I do not play Overwatch at all. Okay, do you want to do flashbacks?
Yeah, a guy died. I say sensitively.
Okay.
I say sensitively.
Yeah. Who died?
And tastefully.
Uh-huh.
Do you know the manga? Haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto.
She's like 36.
Yeah, literally 36. How did you know that?
I also saw the article.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You thought someone else had died?
I mean, people, you know,
people do be.
Bitches die every day.
Yeah, so the mangaka, or the manga creator of Haven't You Heard, I'm Sakamoto, has passed away at age 36.
Which is
due
insane.
to cancer, which is brutal. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy. The manga and the anime are actually very funny.
Yeah.
It's just like about a guy who like everybody assumes is like, you know, a nerd or something because he wears glasses, but like everything always goes his way. He's like just like the Giga Chad meme.
Right.
And it's a good slice of life. It's good comedy if you want to watch it.
I like the art style from
It's
what I
sick.
saw. I thought it was Sakamoto days, and I was like, that's huge.
That would have been crazy.
But so I looked into a little, looked at the manga, like love the art style.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone passing at cancer at age 36 is like absolutely tragic.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's brutal.
God, if I have 9 years left, no thank you.
I know. Well, also to like, I don't know anything about the manga. Maybe it was on hiatus also. But like, manga could just be dying mid fucking manga.
You get like 50. You get 50 years as a manga.
Yeah, because you're just like, you never get to stop.
Yep.
Like, what's his name? Mura. Berserk.
Oh, gotcha.
Kentaro Miura.
Yep.
I think he, like, Berserk was coming out, like, sporadically, which I assume was due to his health. But he is, like, so one of the few that get to do that. That and Hunter Hunters.
Yeah,
Who has
Togashi.
just, like, debilitating back problems.
Yeah, he's like, I literally can't draw, and everyone's like, take an Advil, you're figuring it out.
It's so unfortunate that he's, like, it's something that is, like, not like I sympathize, and I'm not one of those people who's like, get over it.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that it's something that people are like
Figure it
able
out.
to be like, yeah, like it's not like, oh, I have this like disease. It's like my back hurts, and people are like, oh, does your little back hurt?
You don't want to draw.
Yeah, give me my doodles back, idiot.
I want to know what Gone's doing, you fucking cock. It's like, please.
I'm waiting for him to just get to the point where he's like, figure it out. Like, you come up with it. It's true.
Like, literally, people are rewriting Super. Have you heard about this? The rewrite on Super?
No.
There's a fan redraw. So after the Tournament of Power, there's a fan redrawing and retelling of everything that's going on in Super. And people like it so much, they basically retconned in their mind everything that happened in Super after the... I
have heard of that, actually.
I do not remember what it's called, but the artwork is incredible. It's very good.
Honestly, Dragon Ball fans have been doing that for decades.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard of Dragon Ball AF? It's not Dragon Ball as fuck.
Okay.
You would think. But Dragon Ball AF was this like big elaborate April Fool's prank AF. That was like this really well produced fan like opening, like OP of like a new Dragon Ball series that was gonna come out.
Gotcha.
Everyone believed it in like 2012, and it had like its own canon and shit like that.
Wild.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing as like the fan like tournament where like Vegeta and Goku are like they still have like monkey-ish powers and they're battling against Broly.
Yeah, that was sick.
That like 9-minute video.
Yeah.
Like, the Dragon Ball fandom is so sick of Dragon Ball, they're making it themselves.
The Dragon Ball fandom is so full of better writers than the Dragon Ball writers.
I mean, the thing is, One Punch Man is doing the same thing. The fan animations of the manga of One Punch Man, because season 3 refuses to come out, are gorgeous. Yeah. They're perfect. It's insane. Okay, my news. This is a fun. This is a really fun title here. Mashiko Tensei author explains, "I don't condone slavery." That's the title, baby.
Yeah.
I'd like to explain myself as I don't condone slavery personally. However, it's true that I wrote Rudius as somebody who is not adverse to slavery.
We went over this, right? You read this?
No.
This is new?
I read the first one. Oh. And then like everybody was like...
And then breaking news.
Yeah, this was the breaking news.
Got you.
And he goes, also, the original story is written with a kind of mild setting where it is accepted that slavery is a normal thing in this world. It is what it is. Because of this, there's no point in making excuses for my actions. So, bold take, the author of Mashiko Tensei doesn't condone slavery.
Do you condone slavery? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
What matters?
It was a great guy. All right, we've now made to our part of the show that we call Love Letters, where we ask our incredible live action crew, of which we've had the most ever we've ever had in today,
our live action crew.
Yeah, our live action crew. So they get to ask us a question, and we answer it in this little section called Love Letters. If you guys want to ask us questions, please become a YouTube member, and you get to watch the podcast live. You get to watch me and Danny unplug lights and struggle through a podcast, and also you get to possibly get your question answered and added into the podcast. So Danny is going to go procure us a question. Daniel, what's everyone talking about? All right, X6000 asks, do you prefer the binge watch model or the weekly release model for anime?
I used to be a weekly release purist because I was like, oh man, I love having something to look forward to each week. I love that it like keeps it in the zeitgeist for longer.
Yeah.
And I do still believe that, but not all anime can survive the weekly release.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think Attack on Titan is the worst weekly release anime to watch.
Yeah.
I dare, like, you
One Piece, but go on.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. But like, I would argue Attack on Titan is worse than One Piece because it doesn't come out each week. They have seasons, so there's no excuse.
Very fair.
If you watch Attack on Titan week to week, which I was doing in season 4, the last core, like season 5 of season 4, you know, whatever. It's like, you like watch an episode and you're like, oh, is that it? Like that's it. That's all that happened. There's like a sentence of new information.
Yeah.
And so like, I think, but with an anime like, you know, Chainsaw Man or most modern anime, My Hero season 6 fell into this a little, but like most modern anime that come out with like 12 to 24 episodes, it feels fulfilling to do it each week. So I think like it depends on the anime.
No, I'm right there with you. I think ironically, the best way to keep hype around your show is to release it weekly. And it's like every week we now have a new episode talking about JJK. So you and me talk about JJK the 20 minutes in a podcast. If we watch an entire season, we might do 30 minutes, 40 minutes on the season. Like you just watched all of SAO. If you watched one episode of SAO and we talked about it every single week, it'd be way more hype. But the problem is at the other end of it is that like, it's also the best way to take all of the wind out of your sails.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that was a bad episode. And then you're like, I'm done. You know?
Yeah. Well, true. That's the thing with like, if the episode sucked, then it's like, I'll do the next, whatever. Yeah. Like maybe the next one's good, which is why like Attack on Titan is like, it feels better in a binge because my roommates are like rewatching it right now and I'll pop down and I'll be like, oh man, they're so close to the fight with the female Titan. Like, I can't wait for him to see this. And I'll be like, I'll just hang out like 15 minutes. We'll get to it. Like it's this episode. Like 4 episodes later, he finally meets her.
Yeah,
like
they're still running through the woods.
Yeah, there's a full episode of like Levi telling Eren not to turn around and go save people while they're on horseback. And it's like, but when it's in a binge-a-thon, that episode doesn't feel as bad. But if it was like, I tuned in, like my 1/2 hour of Attack on Titan for the week is that conversation, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, absolutely. I'm not tuning in next week.
Yeah. And the thing is like 2 weeks in a row, bad episodes, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just like I have other anime going on. I have other things I could be watching, and I'm okay here. So I think binge is nice if the anime is bad. Yeah. Weekly is better if the anime is good.
Yes, I agree.
That's why I watched the entirety of Baki Hanma season 2 because I didn't have anything else to watch, and there was 12 episodes, and I was like, fuck it.
It is nice with my work, and this will be the last thing. But like with my work where I have to do reactions, it is nice when I like find a show that I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna react to this. I'll just watch it, and I sit down and it's good, and I'm just like, I get blown away. I'm like, holy shit, episode after episode is good. Yeah. This is cinema. Like,
it's crazy.
I'm so not used to binging.
Yeah, when you do 12 episodes, like you do the first like 12 episodes of like, I don't even know, like Demon Slayer.
I thought you were going to be like, I don't know, Sword Art Online. Let's
There you go. The greatest one season of anime in history, I think. But yeah, no. So I think like when you watch 12 straight episodes of Peak, you're like, should I be doing this?
Yeah.
Is this allowed?
Yeah, you're like, maybe I should like pace myself.
I legitimately could not imagine watching One Piece week to week.
Yeah,
I would tough. If I was watching One Piece week to week when Dressrosa happened, I would have dropped it post haste. There was entire episodes where it's just Luffy running and like punching like a side character, and it went like that for 60 episodes. I don't know. That's over a year. Yeah. Committing yourself to a year of like bad paced Dressrosa. Dude, Wano's been happening for 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years they've been in Wano.
So much.
It's 200 episodes.
That's so intense.
Insane.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Did you ever watch, another of my friends is like rewatching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Do you remember like Spappo or something? Like fighting Videl? Videl's fighting this big dude. He's got the Majin M on his forehead. Yeah. There's a full episode of this guy just fucking giving it to Videl. Just laying into her, just beating a woman for half an hour.
Nice.
And it's just that mixed with the sidelines being like, what? I can't believe this. This is crazy. Like, I'm going to go stop her. And it's like, no, Gohan, you can't. And then cuts back and he's just like wearing her skull as a wristwatch. And then he'll like punch her and you'll think she's about to fall out of the ring. And it's like, oh, here we go. Finally, plot.
Yeah.
And then he grabs her ankle
he's
not done with her. Like,
yeah, just hulking her.
It's just, some anime will do like entire episodes. That's just like a panel in manga.
Absolutely insane. But okay, guys. That's everything we have this week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We've been doing long episodes recently, but apparently people love that. Everybody was very receptive to the idea of a 2-hour and 10-minute episode coming out last week. So
because we don't have the bloops anymore.
We don't have the bloops.
So it's like, oh, we're at 3 bloops. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. I mean, we have like a clock timer thing right there, but I think we just get momentum now that we don't have to break on the...
Where did that
on the roadcaster. It says how long we've been recording. Now you can see.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So now you know.
Yeah.
We've been going long, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. We like hanging out with you guys. We like hanging out with ourselves. Make sure you guys follow on all of the social media platforms. That's Instagram. That's TikTok. We've been pushing out a lot of content on there, doing very well for ourselves. Very happy about that. We don't have much planned. Nothing like
for
big.
Your birthday?
I mean, we have like we're gonna be recording on Friday probably because I get back on Thursday night from Vegas. So me and Danny will be close to 25K by then.
Yeah.
So
Let's get drunk. I bought yogurt soju.
I will get bombed on soju. Absolutely.
All right.
Cool. So yes, I've been NChammer23, also known as the Weeb Commander. Make sure you guys follow on Instagram and TikTok and all the other platforms. Daniel.
I've been Danny Motta, also known as DMotta3 on TikTok. Also known as Piss Boy, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Also known as Embarrassed for the first half hour of this podcast.
Oh, come on. It's fine.
And yeah, come see me at Colossal Con, September 7th through 10th.
Soon.
So soon. Unbelievably soon.
Please go see him. He has to do signings.
I got to do so much. I'm going to be at a booth.
Wild.
Yeah. And go see Nick at where and when?
Anime NYC, 3rd week in November.
Nice.
I will see you guys there. But okay, bye.
Bye.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.